Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Girl.
What's up, Bob people? We are here with the long-awaited, anticipated bear bracket. 64 fictional bears vying for the crown of best bear. We have a guest host today coming back hot off of the Keyblade bracket from the first bracket. It's Chain. We're going to call him up right now. Did I say the Keyblade bracket? What's up, Chain?
Hi, I have no idea what you said. You were muted, so
okay. I was gonna say when I introduced you, did I say that you were hot off the Keyblade bracket? Because I feel like that's what I said. But if I don't know what. Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
I'm sorry,
but
I botched it.
That's fine. I was hot off the Keyblade bracket though. That's the one I did. So.
And PJ only yelled at us a little bit in the chat, and for a few days afterwards.
Yeah, shout out to PJ.
I consider that a success if he only yells at us like a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good day. Also, I will say that today, I'm with you in solidarity.
Yeah.
I have my basketball shorts on.
Oh, me too.
Which I know PJ. So I knew you would.
I'm gonna show mine off.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
These are my blue basketball shorts and
yours are blue too. Let's fucking go. Yeah, let's fucking go.
Hates these. She was so kind while I was away over the weekend. She put my laundry away. And she was like, damn, I thought I hid the blue shorts. But no. She hates them.
Regular GF.
It's like, why do you hate fashion? Why do you hate style? Whatever. What can you do? I'm glad that Shane is my brother in basketball shorts. Let me get I have some Persona music playing, because you know why?
Ooh, yeah.
I played Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure, a game famously about a bear. And there was no music in that game, and so I played Persona 5 Beneath the Mask on loop. And so I guess like I sort of subconsciously associate Persona music with bears now. Oh, I gotta pick a chain in the shorts. That's lovely.
Thank you.
Is this a Teddy reference? Oh my god, I just realized we don't have Teddy on the bracket. Have you played Persona 4, Chain?
No.
God,
I know who you're talking about though. I've seen the bear, and I've seen the boy that comes out of the bear too.
Yeah, yeah. When you put it that way, that's the thing. Is like he's a bear, but he's also a boy. I feel like at some point we should sub out one of these for Teddy, because that's a huge miss. I'm
fine with that.
Because I just played Persona 4 like within the last year, and I can't believe I forgot Teddy.
Okay.
I should say that the wonderful longtime viewer and patron Daisy Sorbet made the initial list of bears. I don't know if it was quite up to 64, but most of the bears on here came from Daisy, so very much appreciate that from Daisy. Regular GF and I filled out the rest of it, I think. But somehow, again, we both played Persona 4, and we forgot Teddy. So, my bad. And Owls, thank you so much for the 47 months. But, Shane, I don't really know, like, are we just going to judge, like, we're not judging, like, who's the best at being a bear.
See, I was thinking about this in the shower.
Okay.
I was deep in thought about how am I going to rate bears. I did not come to a conclusion, because I'm like, well, I could judge how hot they are.
Which one shits in the woods the most?
And who shits in the woods, yeah. I'm like, I'm sure there's bears in here that I can't judge based on hotness, so I feel like that's out of the question. Who shits in the woods? Goodness gracious.
Splash says that he thinks about bears in the shower as well.
Oh yeah, we have that in common.
Might be different for Splash, but
that's okay.
Different kind.
Might not be.
All kinds of bears are welcome.
Yeah,
yes, thank you. But yeah,
I was also thinking my other criteria was like who'd win in a fight. Like if
I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, we could do a combatant bracket.
Yeah, because they're bears, right? Like
they are bears. I mean, some bears are pretty peaceful unless you're like bothering their cubs or their food. But some of these bears are probably violent. Or we can go by like what bear is most important. Yeah, most strongest vibes. Well, I mean, obviously we have a 1 versus 16 here for the starter. We have Winnie the Pooh versus, and I've seen Zootopia, but I have no recollection of the character of Kevin. Do you?
So he is the security guy for. Do you remember the I forget what animal he is, but like the mole guy, the mafia guy. He's like his security guy. I don't remember him ever having speaking roles.
Okay.
Nor name. I looked at the bracket. I'm like, who the fuck is Kevin?
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh of fame and Kevin. I'm like, okay, who? Oh, and then I saw him. I'm like, okay, I know who that is. But
now, if we go by the criteria of, it's a fight, I think it's probably Kevin.
It's probably Kevin.
Who gives a shit about Kevin? Who even knew that there was a Kevin in Zootopia? I didn't until this. So
yeah.
He's a 16 seed for a reason. A bit of a Disney blowout here, Winnie the Pooh versus Kevin. We have a lot of Pokemon in here. We have like maybe not one Pokemon from each gen, but like each gen where there is a bear Pokemon, we have them here. I think Daisy went with the fully evolved version. So, but here we have Ursaring instead of in lieu of Teddy Ursa, which I prefer Teddy Ursa. But
sure, yeah.
We do have Ursaring from Gen 2, Pokemon Gold and Silver. And then we have a Rupert, which is Stewie's bear from Family Guy.
Okay, that was first generation. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never played a Pokemon game.
What? Wait, really?
No, that's not true.
I was going to say, Shane, I feel like we've talked about Pokemon. Yeah.
I've played, probably not very often. I've played one Pokemon game.
Oh, okay.
I've played Heart Gold.
Okay, well, Ursaring is native to the region in Heart Gold, so...
There we go.
You may have come across one in your travels.
Quite possibly.
Now, like, Rupert is cute. He's a cute little teddy bear. He's not, like, really a character. I mean, I think there's a couple of occasions in Family Guy where Rupert has voiced lines. He's like Stewie's...
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's like, I want to say, like, later, like, mid to late Family Guy, where, like, Rupert has, like, speaking lines. And the idea is that, like, he and Stewie are, like, I think lovers?
Oh.
So, I don't know.
I'm not deep into this Family Guy lore, admittedly. It was one of those where I would turn my brain off after school and watch it.
Right, me too. But I don't know, like, I don't know how old Rupert is. I don't know if this is, like, a problematic relationship.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's definitely at least one episode where, like, Rupert comes to life and speaks extensively. I think he dies in one episode because Brian, like, goes into a fit of rage and eats Rupert. And they have to, like, go and, like, give Rupert a memorial service. But he gets replaced. That's the thing. He's replaceable. Ursaring,
like real bears.
Like real bears. Ursaring actually does evolve into another Pokemon, I believe. I didn't play all the way through Legends Arceus. But isn't there, like, an Ursaluna now? Did you play? You didn't, because you only played Heart Gold. Anyone in the chat know?
Let me look. There is an Ursaluna. Let's see.
Does it evolve from Ursaring, or is it a divergent?
It evolves from Ursaring when exposed to a peat block during a full moon.
Yeah.
It is his final form.
Okay. So I guess maybe it should have been Ursaluna if we're going fully evolved, but I'm looking at Ursaluna, and he's not a looker.
No.
I would say Ursaring is, the more charming of the two designs.
I'd agree.
I mean, I don't feel particularly strong about either of these, so what are your thoughts on Ursaring versus Rupert?
I think in the little Family Guy I remember, when I was not blacked out, Stewie tends to steal the scene, right? He's the one that's leading.
He's the guy.
Ursaring, like, it's a Pokemon, it's, there's not much personality there to Pokemon.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is a little bit of a difficult contender, but I can, if you say these two names to me, I can think Ursaring. Oh, that's a Pokemon. Rupert.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
There's another Rupert Bear, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Barnabas is saying, is Family Guy's Rupert named after Rupert Bear, the comic and cartoon character? And I have to say, I did not get that bear in here either. Yeah, Rupert Bear. I recognize the character. Bear. He's got, like, a red sweater and a yellow scarf and pants.
Yep.
Should we?
He's like a Nick Jr. or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think. See, Rupert wasn't significant enough for me personally.
Yeah.
To warrant it, like when you have the Paddingtons and Poohs of the world, Rupert kind of gets pushed under the rug.
I agree. I think Ursaring moves on here just by name recognition alone.
I agree.
A unique name, not ripping off a previous bear of the same name. So I mean, he's gonna lose to Pooh, obviously, but.
Oh, sorry. I meant the cartoon Rupert, but also this Rupert.
That Rupert as well. Yeah. Is there any universe where Winnie the Pooh doesn't win this?
That's a good question.
I mean, we haven't seen the other one seeds yet. To be honest, I frankly don't remember what the other one seeds are. I haven't
We're
looked at
also,
this for weeks.
Kingdom Hearts pilled. That doesn't help.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, even outside of Kingdom Hearts, I feel like Winnie the Pooh is, like, a titan of bears.
Yeah, he's kind of iconic. Maybe we should have subbed out Winnie because he's too powerful.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we have to nerf it. We have to nerf him.
I wonder if what was the one we were subbing out, or that we wanted to sub in?
We haven't decided yet. I think it should be one that like neither of us have strong feelings on.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned one earlier that wasn't the other Rupert.
Yeah. Teddy from Persona 4.
Teddy from Persona 4. Does that feel like a fair equivalent exchange? Pooh for Teddy? No,
absolutely not.
Okay.
I think Teddy. I mean, Teddy is not even like probably not even like the third most popular video game bear. So, I mean, he could be. Maybe he's number 3, but. Yeah, Pooh's not a real bear, so arguably, as Barnabas says, he's not the best representative of bearness because he's a fake stuffed animal bear. But like, in fairness, all of these bears are fake. This whole
bracket is not necessarily, yeah.
You know, like he is a stuffed animal bear, but like these are all pixel bears. They're all bears, you know, created of
None
the
of
mind.
These are real. Yeah.
Right. Except for maybe Cocaine Bear, but that's later.
Bear.
Yeah, but that's based on, you know, that's based on a true story, but a fake movie. Okay, so
went for Cocaine Bear.
Ursaring moves on, but then we have a Little Bear in the 5 seed versus Yaya Panda, which actually, so in payment, did you watch the economy video chain that I did? About it's okay if you did it.
Yes, I did.
So Barnabas has a line in there. Do you remember the Barnabas Ansem the Wise impression in there?
I do. It was what could a watermelon cost? Yeah. 2,000 money. Yeah.
So as payment for that, Barnabas said, all I require is that you put in Yaya Panda from Crash Nitro Kart 2 in the bracket. So this is actually a Barnabas like implanted bear in the bracket.
Okay.
I do think it's a rough matchup for Yaya Panda, because Little Bear was 100% my shit growing up.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, so I'm so sorry, Barnabas. I'm glad Barnabas got his, you know, his fave in the bracket, but I think this is where it ends personally because I was
hideous. Do you think she's hideous? I don't think she's hideous.
She's hideous.
She's a cute little Yaya.
Yeah. Admittedly, Crash Nitro Kart, that was like the one Crash game of the 5 on PS1 that I didn't play and I didn't really play much of the remake, so I have no idea who the fuck this is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I could name Polar before I could name Yaya.
I do think Polar is here. I do know nothing of Yaya. Barnabas telling me about Yaya was my first exposure to Yaya. I'm just gonna keep saying Yaya. But, and I will say this, like, Yaya as a design is more interesting than Little Bear. Little Bear is just
absolutely
a bear. But if we're picking favorites, like who's my favorite bear? Little Bear. I mean, come to think of it, I don't really remember much about Little Bear. Like, what was the general vibe of the show? Like, what was the gimmick of the show? Like, it was just like there's like a forest where animals live, but there was also like a human girl, and they were all friends.
I think it was probably a Walmart Winnie the Pooh situation.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. I never thought of it that way.
Maybe without the storybook aspect of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's like, okay, instead of a storybook, like these are like real bears instead of
these are like real animals. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Emily was I think her name was Emily, the girl.
Oh gosh, it's been so long.
I'm gonna look up Little Bear.
This is not a franchise that I bothered to like revisit as I was older.
Yeah, me neither.
Because this was more like preschool-y. I mean, I guess Winnie the Pooh was too, but I don't know.
This ran from 1995 to 2001. Okay. I feel like I remember seeing it on Nick Jr. was where this aired. And yeah, Emily was the name of the girl, so she's like the Christopher Robin. And you also have a duck, an owl, a cat, and a hen, and those were their names. So not unlike some of the creatures from Winnie the Pooh. Because you got like owl is named owl, rabbit is named rabbit, but I feel like all of the other ones are unique names, which is kind of weird that it's inconsistent in that way. Anyway, Little Bear, right?
Yeah, I think we vibe with Little Bear.
Yeah, sorry Barnabas, but banger impression. At least we got some, the Yaya gospel has been spread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kanga and Roo, I guess, is another thing, but, it's obviously separated. Piglet, Gopher. That's true. Yeah, I forgot about Gopher. Yeah.
I'm sorry, so which name is unique? Which one?
I guess Pooh.
Pooh, okay, the one.
Pooh's,
okay,
he's not called Winnie the Bear, which would be hilarious.
That's true.
Surely there's other... I mean, Tigger is just Tiger with an extra G.
What
right.
is this question?
I'm kind of full of shit, but whatever. Oh my god, Birdie, what a reference. What a reference to Cake there.
Cake.
All right, next up, we have the Coca-Cola polar bears. 1933 is the first time these guys showed up. Oh my god, I forgot this was the picture. She looks terrified. Like, she's putting on a brave face, but I think she craves to escape this situation.
Oh yeah, she's a hostage for sure.
She is a hostage of the Coca-Cola bear.
This was taken 10 minutes before she died. This was her last living photo.
This is Coke Bear, not to be confused with Cocaine Bear. There's a different Coke Bears. Yeah. Two Coke Bears. This is versus another Family Guy, within the orbit of Family Guy, Tim the Bear, who is from the Cleveland show, which I never watched a single episode of, because it was never on.
No, I wouldn't know where to watch it.
I honestly never even knew when it was on or what channel it aired on. He seems like a hard-working man, a professional, likes to crack open a cold one after a long day. What are we doing here? I mean, it's the
Blu-ray.
It's the Coca-Cola bear, right?
Oh, 100%. Like, that has a whole history. Like, maybe not this one specifically. Oh, I'm sure he has a history, too, but different.
I think he has a criminal history.
I think he has a criminal history, exactly. But, other than the AI bears from this past year, every Coca-Cola commercial has been, like, wonderful, classic, cannot be beaten.
It makes you want to rot my teeth with sugar,
Every time.
Brian says Tim was like a weird preachy Christian who was also a bear. So he's like Ned Flanders, but a bear.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Well, that's a pretty easy Coca-Cola bear there.
Oh, then that's more reason to put him down. Okay.
Yeah, put the bear down. God, we're still in the Seth MacFarlane verse. We have.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't place these this way on purpose, but this is Ted from the eponymous Ted from 2012. Also in the I don't remember what streaming service it is, but there's like a TED show now as well. And this is versus Polar from Crash, who is a cute little fella.
Yeah. Look at him.
And this is from Reignited, obviously. He looks a little different in the OG, and by different I mean polygonal.
Polygonal, yeah.
So like obviously Ted is the more famous of the bears, but Polar is the cuter of the bears.
Yeah, see, this is
sorry, it's from Crash 4, not... Did I say Reignited?
You said Reignited, which is the wrong series anyway.
Yeah, this is the end... I meant the Insane Trilogy. That also would have been wrong, because this is from Crash 4. Which I have not played. I have played Crash 1, 2, and 3 OG, but not 4. So I have played games with Polar. I believe he debuts in Polar... or in Crash 2. Not Polar 2. That's the spinoff. Ted, I've seen Ted. It's fine, it's I wouldn't even say a novel concept, but it's maybe a little bit tainted by the Marky Mark of it all. I'm fine with advancing Polar.
Yeah, I've never seen Ted personally. All I really know is the one clip, I think it's from the series that came out like very recently. That was like, what happened to him? He was a good guy. Okay, but what happened to him? Or something along that line.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I remember that. I saw that as well. I also remember him, like, reading some girl to filth in a classroom.
I do remember that one, too.
Like, someone's bullying the teacher. I think it's like Mark Wahlberg's character's mom. And the girl is being really rude to her, and Ted just, like, fucking eviscerates her. So we appreciate that. Ted fights for women. Also against women, so he has to balance this out.
I was gonna say, I don't know if 2012 Ted is the same as the 2019 series.
Yeah, I do think new Ted is maybe of a different breed. But yeah, we'll advance Polar. Again, Ted is obviously the more famous of the bears, but I think in terms of experiences with the chat and with the the two of us.
Yeah, Polar's also, kind of a bro. He lets you run away from the big scary bear, and you can jump on him for 5 lives, and he's still cool with you. So he's He's a bro.
And Shane, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of famously in my circle a Crash hater.
Yes. Yep.
Like, not really, because like I enjoyed all the Crash games that I've played. I just hate when Crash gets compared to Spyro, because I think Spyro is just like irrefutably the better series.
Sure.
But I maybe people didn't expect me to advance the Crash character here, but make up for Yaya, you know.
Yeah. I will say I'm playing Spyro for the first time.
Ooh.
So it is reignited. I don't know if there's any like.
It's fine.
Don't play the reignited.
No,
you gotta play the original.
You're good with. I'm not one of those purists with Spyro.
Okay.
So, yeah. You can't really go wrong with either. I mean the OG holds up as well. So.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to talk later about.
Yeah, please.
Talk
my
that.
ear off about Spyro.
Yeah.
We have Smokey Bear, originating from the U.S. Forest Service in 1944, versus a newcomer, someone I just met on stream as I've been playing through Sly 4, the Grizz. Are you familiar with the work of the Grizz, Shane?
I unfortunately am not. I feel woefully unprepared for this bracket in comparison to the Keyblade one.
You're totally fine. The Grizz is like a rapping bear who is like under the employ of like a skunk boss.
Okay.
From what I've gleaned, like he does not appreciate being the grunt of like the main villain. Like he's trying to like start off his own like on his own path, like have his rap career. I had a mission just on Saturday where it was a tailing mission where I had to follow the Grizz as Sly, and as I follow the Grizz, he's like, I'm not even making this up, Shane. He farts, and like he turns around, and I think he's like unaware of whether or not he's the one who's like releasing gas or if it's like someone else. But like it can cause you to fail the mission, because he looks back at it and he sees Sly because. I sound like an insane person trying to explain this.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
But like, I've never had a tailing mission where you're following someone and they're just ripping ass, and they turn around and that thwarts your attempt to tail them. So for that, like, just on that alone, I'm kind of anti-Grizz.
Yeah, I feel like Pete does that in Days, but you know,
Pete does that in Days. Yeah. Who was that? Was that me?
Was that me?
Now he's up against Smokey the Bear. Or just Smokey Bear, I guess is his official name. This is probably like one of the only good things the U.S. government's done.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't know if like this worked. I don't have data to say if like this is what prevents forest fires. If he did his job, or people would just camp less. I don't know. If
they just kept setting fires in spite of Smokey, they're like, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stop fires today, because I haven't seen a Smokey commercial in years.
Yeah, maybe they should air these in California.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, come on.
I have to give a big fuck you to Freezehorn in the chat for pointing out Smokey's lips. Why has he got these luscious little lips?
Oh.
Right?
I gotta call a big bullshit on Young Cub, who says, Smokey, I'm not a furry. Like, damn. When you have a name that is Young Cub, I'm gonna call bullshit on not a furry.
Young Cub was one of the biggest supporters of us doing the bear bracket. The bear bracket. Can you tell I've been drinking an espresso martini, Shane?
Yes.
So I don't know. I mean, like the Grizz, I just met him. You know, I haven't really gotten to know him, and the impression that he has left has been rather flatulent. So I'm inclined, and you do not want to be, you know, flatulating near a forest fire, because that'll make it worse.
Exactly. One's trying to prevent smoke, the other's trying to put more gas into the atmosphere. I think we gotta make scurry.
You know, and without the, I mean, this poster just says
I don't know why the fuck I said scurry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We got a vamoose. we got a skedaddle.
We got a scurry. Yeah.
You know, the whole phrase is "only you can prevent forest fires." But when it just says only you, and he's got these pouty little lips, and he's pointing directly at the viewer, I feel like it's more of like I want you, and however you decide to interpret that message.
You see those eyes, those anime-ass eyes? It's like, only you. And
like, I think
the lips, like, he's like, me?
I think he's saying he wants only you, like, carnally. You know, like, like of the flesh. I hate this image now. that all aside, I do think Smokey deserves to advance over the Grizz.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Here is the true Coke Bear. Cocaine Bear.
Did you ever see this movie?
I have not. Have you?
No. I remember it coming in theaters and being like, this sounds like the dumbest thing ever. I saw a trailer and I'm like, I need to see this immediately. And I didn't. And I regret it because I could have talked about it here.
Let me look up Cocaine Bear. So obviously this is the poster for the movie from 2023, an American comedy horror film loosely inspired by the true story of the Cocaine Bear, an American black bear that ingested several kilograms of a bag containing about 75 pounds of lost cocaine. Now,
this is what would have happened on Exile Island if the producer said yes to Shane Powers.
I was going to say Shane Powers becomes Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
I was not expecting a Survivor Panama reference in this bear bracket, but I'm glad. This is why we bring Shane to be the co-host.
Exactly.
So the real article for Cocaine Bear. So I thought the Cocaine Bear was like a recent phenomenon. I don't know if you're as surprised as I am to learn that Cocaine Bear passed away in late 1985.
Oh.
Like, I thought, like, Cocaine Bear was, like, in the news in, like, the late 2010s, early 2020s.
Yeah.
Let's make a fucking movie about this guy. But no, this Cocaine Bear goes back to the mid-80s.
That's such a reach.
It's a strange reach. I had never heard about the true Cocaine Bear until the fictional movie came out.
Yeah, me neither.
This all being said, do you want to like sub out
the real Cocaine
Bear?
Bear was just found already deceased by a pile of cocaine? Is that true, Timber Lord? Like, he was found recently? He died, but he died in 85? Or, like, how do they know he died in 85? That's what I'm...
Let me give you a brief synopsis of the real Cocaine Bear. On September 11th, 1985, this is the 9/11 of 1985, former Lexington Police Department narcotics officer turned in a drug smuggler who's trafficking cocaine into the U.S. After dropping off a shipment in Georgia, the trafficker and an accomplice departed. According to the FBI, the trafficker dumped his cargo because the load of 2 men, in addition to the cocaine, was too heavy for the plane to carry. On December 23rd of the same year, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation reported finding a dead black bear that had eaten a large amount of cocaine. So no, they found the dead bear that same year.
Back in 1985.
Right. The bear was taxidermied? Cocaine Bear is... that's the picture in the Wikipedia article. I thought it was like a fictional... No, this is the... I'm going to post this for people in the chat if you want to look at the taxidermied Cocaine Bear. But
I got stream open, so...
This is the bear of the hour.
It cut it off because it's... Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
that's him. That's Jonathan.
Or maybe she. It's actually it's a female bear.
That's her. That's
Cocaine
Jonathan.
Bear was
Cocaine
a she.
Bear.
Now I'm curious if they kept the gender consistent for the movie. If they say, "Oh, watch out for her, the bear."
Right. Yeah. It's a real Sabor situation.
Yeah, it really is. I can't tell if they're using pronouns for the bear in the Wikipedia article for the movie. Shane, all this being said, like, I don't have any strong feelings about Cocaine Bear because I've never seen the movie. I didn't really know that much about it. I'm willing to sub Cocaine Bear out for Teddy at this point.
I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I think that'd be a fine thing. If I had seen the movie, it'd be a different story.
Right.
I think it's a big, like, I think her story's fascinating. I think it's powerful. I think it's moving.
It's very March Women's History.
It is March Women's History Month, and we are subbing her out for a minute. What the fuck are we doing?
I'm so sorry.
But, you know, I don't... here's my take on it. I feel like I don't know her enough. I feel like it's doing her injustice if I advance her in the bracket and she loses to something that is unfair.
And it's also not fair for her, to lose in the first round against... Because, like, we don't know the Cocaine Bear that well.
I agree. I don't know her. Cocaine Bear, barely know her. We
supplant Cocaine Bear with Teddy from Persona 4. Sure. And we still talked about Cocaine Bear, which is really the point, is to talk about all these bears.
It's true, that's true.
And so Teddy goes up against the Gummy Bears, not the candies, but the show based on the candies, The Adventures of the Gummy Bears, also from 1985. Who would have thought that a Cocaine Bear originated?
I was going to ask if the candies were also involved in this, or was strictly the show, but I think it'd be fair to, none of these other bears have candies based off of them, so.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. Have you, I've never seen, this is like a Disney afternoon type of cartoon. Have you seen this?
No, this was before my time. This was, I believe, in the 80s. This was one of the not even Disney Afternoon. Actually, Disney Afternoon might have been the 80s, but yeah, this was, I believe, an 80s cartoon. So that was, before my time. We had, and they didn't really do anything with the IP after that.
Right.
Briefly made a DuckTales appearance? ? Don't remember.
So my thing with the Adventures...
I don't know anything about Gummy Bears.
Oh, Mango says he was there. He's so fucking old. Thank you for the 500
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, Mango, I mean...
I'm from 95. I'm sorry.
I guess, Mike, like, nothing about these bears really invokes the sense of, like, gumminess to me. Like, if I didn't know this was called the... Like, I wouldn't look at these guys and go, oh, those are gummy bears, you know?
Yeah, I'd probably make, like, a Snow White pun before I would, like...
Right.
Make a gummy bear pun.
Snow White and the 7 Bears, perhaps. Although I guess there's 6. 7 if you count the little Keebler elf looking one at the top. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I never watched this. I have played Persona 4. Teddy is one of the more maligned characters in not just the game, but probably the series. He can be a bit of a sex pest, so that's the problem.
That checks.
It's like a known quantity who's a sex pest versus these unknown quantities who I would assume have not, been sexually, aggressive towards other bears.
My only experience with Teddy was I haven't played Persona 4. I played a little bit of 3, and I had a lot of friends that were into 5 when that came out. But 4, I was in. Oh, how nerdy do I go? I was in an anime club in college.
Okay.
And one of the ones we watched was the Persona 4 anime.
Oh, I love the Persona 4 anime. It's like one of the 4 animes I've watched.
Yeah. So and you see human Teddy come out of the suit, right? During the beach episode. And he has the same voice. And those noises should not come out of a human being. Yeah,
you didn't like that? That bothered you?
No. It was
Wait, really? The people don't like the Persona anime? I thought the Persona 4 anime was so fun. Wallace at his peak.
I do know that people do tend to not like the Persona animes. I don't.
They're fillery? I feel like I watched
what Persona is. Like it's all
like some of it's slice of life, but it's also like serious like interpersonal drama. So I don't know. What do we do with this chain? Because like neither of us know about the gummy bears. You don't know that much about Teddy, and what
my only exposure to Teddy is that it's negative, and now I'm hearing that he's a sex pest. I'm like. He's in the negatives for me. Gummy bears are at like 0.
I mean,
right?
Can anyone remind me? Does Teddy ever actually do anything illegal? Like he says some choice things. Can you believe? Like we forgot. Regular Jeff is here on the sidelines right now. We forgot to put Teddy in the bracket.
Wow, that's horrible.
We literally laid in bed and you were googling bears. And never came up, but we both played Persona 4 within the last year, and neither of us thought of Teddy. Crazy.
Well, because
he's kind of not a bear because he's like a boy as well.
Correct.
Should we run a poll on this chain?
I mean, if you're feeling unsure about this, why this is our first poll? Why not?
Yeah, I'm feeling unsure.
I'm fine with that.
Which bear? Teddy versus the gummy bears. Because it's like I have nothing to say of the gummy bears. At least Teddy, I know his shtick. We're not gonna reward him with the ultimate W, but I at least know of his work. You thought Teddy was a dog? I mean, I guess I could see it, like a little roly-poly dog.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess looking at him, would you be able to tell that he's a bear?
I kind of assumed he was.
Yeah, okay.
Based on the ears, I didn't even know his name was Teddy, but I'm like, yeah, that's a bear creature.
Right, I remember seeing this character prior to playing Persona 4, and thinking that he looked like a bear, so...
Is there, by the way, an in-universe explanation for why this boy is in a bear suit?
So, not really, I don't think.
Or they just kind of accept that he's a fucking freak.
He shows up in, the shadow world, and he looks like this, And they do unzip, or rather they kind of pull the headpiece off, and it's blank inside. So, like, there's not a boy in there at the beginning.
Oh.
But, like, he sort of manifests, like, a boy body later on in the game. So it's kind of unclear as to, like, why this is his... I actually forget. I feel like they delve deeper into, like, the Teddy origins. Well, anyway, the Gummy Bears are winning the poll, so I guess they're advancing.
Okay, yeah, then I guess we're going there.
I guess I'm talking... I don't really remember how spoilers this is, so I apologize. Well, you know, Teddy... There's plenty else to Persona 4 than Teddy, so don't worry too much about that. But I apologize if I ruined Persona 4 for anyone. Okay, another group of cartoon bears from the 80s. They originated in American Greetings cards from 1981. The Care Bears.
I know Care Bears.
Versus, from Spy Fox and Dry Cereal, B Bear. Did you play Life is Strange, Chain?
No.
For the chat, who watched me play Life is Strange, is this not just Joyce as a bear? They're the same character. I think the Care Bears need to advance, just based on name recognition, and like they're kind of like what would you call them? Like they're kind of like proto Pokemon in a way. It's like, you know, you collect Care Bear plushes. They all have like a different element or power. You know,
sure.
They're all
I can see that.
They're not like it's not a 1-for-1, obviously.
No.
But I feel like that the closest thing to like the Pokemon of the 80s, perhaps.
I am curious as to like what element beats the other elements in the Care Bears universe.
Right, like if there were tight matchups.
Right. But yeah, I mean they had the cartoons. My mom actually owned a set of Care Bear glasses that were super cute.
Oh, that's adorbs.
I broke most of them because I was like 5. But so we do not own them anymore. And they were made of that like toxic paint that you can't. That they're like, oh, don't drink out of these anymore. My mom's like, what the fuck ever, I'm fine. And now she's Republican, so.
So for a sec, I thought glasses were like they were wearable glasses. So like the story in my head was like really confusing. Like I thought they were glasses you put like on your face.
Oh no, like water glasses.
Yeah, I slowly realized that also made the story very funny to me.
Oh, you had a journey. You had a whole.
I took a Survivor New Era journey for that.
You did.
Two things. Mango, thank you for the gift sub to Z. And Ribbonfly asked, what is your Care Bear tummy symbol? Like, if you were a Care Bear chain.
Mine?
Yeah, I'll have to try to figure out mine as well.
I mean, I've got my my Prismal that has the Fate Zero command seal on it, so I feel like it'd probably be that.
You know what, Shane? I can't believe I've never asked. Can you repeat that? Like, what is that from?
So it's from an anime called Fate Zero.
Fate Zero. Okay, maybe I have asked this like in like 2020. 2021,
sure. I don't remember.
And I forgot, but yeah, I always did wonder, like, what, because that's not from Kingdom Hearts. I was like, is this like a symbol from KH that I don't know about?
Yeah, it's hidden on the back of Jabib. Nobody turns them around.
Yeah, damn, I should have had your. Remember when this is way back? Me, you, PJ, and Squires did the Christmas the song bracket, and I had all your Prismals on screen. I should have done that for these other ones, like in the 4 years
I
since
didn't even think of that.
But
we've gotten lazier.
Anyway, my Care Bear tummy symbol would probably be like a big mozzarella stick. Just like, I'd be Mozzie Bear. Maybe not Mozzie, I don't like how that sounds. maybe Mozz Bear. Yeah.
Mozz Bear. Mozzie. Like Fozzie, but with an
Yeah, no, I realized as I said that it could be easily misconstrued. Let's be careful with what symbol and what name we assign to the Care Bear. You got Mozzie, kid. All right, Care Bears, right? Care Bears over. I don't even remember what the other one was. B Bear.
B Bear.
We're both humongous appreciators, though.
Oh, humongous appreciators.
Yeah, right.
Well, Dry Cereal is the only Spy Fox game I've played thus far,
and it is the best one.
And it is really good. I was blown away by the humor and the puns and all that. I was like, all right, this is good shit.
Yeah, it's very smart.
Sorry, I put this off.
Intended for kids, but it was like the humongous game that was like meant for the older kids.
The oldest, yeah.
Like the hierarchy was like Putt Putts for little babies, and then Freddy Fish, then Pajama Sam, and then Spy Fox. And so Spy Fox was like the hardest, and also like had the most like adult-esque humor in it. Like that was the game where you could like slip shit past the radar.
I played that on stream back in 18, 19 or something.
Yeah.
And I had difficulty, or maybe it was 2020. Anyway, I had a little difficulty with it. I'm like, man, I'm having hard time figuring
yeah,
this game out
some of
for
these puzzles, they're tricky, yeah.
Yeah.
But Bee Bear's whole shtick is that, like, and she reappears, actually, in the other, like, she's a recurring Spy Fox character.
I love her design. Like, yeah, I love the diner.
Yeah,
you know?
she's like a working class, like, you know, I got these extra shifts at the diner, like, she's no nonsense. But she's also, like, very maternal, very, like, you know, willing to help out Spy Fox with his deeds. But, you know, not really hitting the cultural power and phenomenon of the Care Bears. I mean, I do personally care about Bee Bear more than the Care Bears.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, It's been a while. I don't really remember Bee Bear. I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's Spy Fox. I recognized that immediately. But I'm sure she had a great personality. But yeah,
you know, I'm fine.
I think we got to advance the Care Bears for their ability to be in the cultural mind space. Yeah,
and they'll be up against
Zeitgeist.
yeah,
everybody fucking says Zeitgeist.
I say it all the time.
I used to it. I'm like, that's the only word I know how to put after that. I need to do better.
Yeah, fair enough. So the Gummy Bears and the Care Bears will meet up in the round of 32. Young Cub, thank you for gifting a sub to Sylph of Aeons. 107 total from Young Cub. Thank you so much.
Oh, hot dang. All right.
We have Paddington versus not the Grizz, but Mr. Grizz from Splatoon 2.
Oh, Splatoon. Okay. I'm like, I don't know what this is from, but it's giving like Mr. Big energy.
Yeah, here's the thing, Shane. I have not experienced either of these media franchises.
I haven't either. I think Paddington has this energy, like based on what little I've interacted with him through other people. Like Paddington is a very like, it's another Pooh-esque British.
Yeah, they're both British. They're both from like, let me see. Paddington is from. He's from 1958. Winnie the Pooh. So Winnie the Pooh is from a bit earlier, 1926.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're these 20th century polite British bears. So there's definitely some shared lineage there. Real quick, I wanted to say it is a Sylph of Aeon's birthday. That's why Young Cub gifted us up. So happy birthday, Sylph of Aeons. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, I mean, Paddington seems like a lovely lad. He's got a lot of movies, right? I feel like at least 3 movies now. Isn't there like one coming out right now?
Yeah, I think Peru is currently
out. Paddington in Peru.
Paddington in Peru. I admittedly, like, I look at those and I'm like, I don't have the nostalgia for it, but I feel like I might be able to still appreciate it. So
yeah, it's probably still. I mean, I remember hearing Paddington 2 being like this amazing fucking film.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's got an approval rating of 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Holy shit.
Paddington 2. So. Now, Splatoon I've really only ever experienced by, like, osmosis through Smash Bros. So, like, I can say nothing of the Grizz. He looks... sorry, Mr. Grizz. He does look imposing.
I love the design. I will say I love the design.
Yeah, great design.
Big body, small head. Fantastic.
Yeah. Is he wearing, like... Is that, like, goo on him or, like, a little towel? I kind of hope it's...
I think it's goo because there's a little bit of on his tummy, too. So I'm thinking it's something like... He's in Splatoon, like that's the thing.
Right, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, so, I'd like it more if it was like a little, like he was like a boxer. He had like a little neck towel.
I love that. That'd be hilarious.
Mr. Grizz is an icon in the Splatoon community, but I feel like Paddington is an icon in the human being community. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. Like honestly, good for Mr. Grizz.
Yeah, like, no, I'm not a Mr. Grizz hater. This is the first I've really seen of him, and I'm a fan. But I've seen Paddington prior to this bracket, and I just feel like. You know, I don't drink beer, but I'd sit down and have a beer with Paddington.
Oh, absolutely. I would have his snack is like peanut butter marmalade sandwiches.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have one of those. I don't think have you ever had marmalade, Shane? Because I haven't.
No, I think I remember that being a thing on Cyber Chase, and I'm like, Mom, what is that? She's like, it's like jelly. I'm like, okay, sure. I don't know how. That is.
I also love Cyber Chase. There's no bears from Cyber Chase, but I wish we could delve into that deeper. I hated math too, but I love Cyber Chase.
Yeah.
Marmalade is a fruit preserve made from the juice and peel of citrus fruits boiled with sugar and water.
So it sounds like jelly or jam.
Yeah, it sounds like we're being real fancy about jam and jelly.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Owl said, someone stole the Paddington statues the other week and put it on the Facebook Marketplace and got arrested. That's wild.
Well, good. I mean, you should be arrested for stealing Paddington, but also, why would you think that you could get away with putting it on Facebook Marketplace?
I mean, they're on Facebook. Sorry.
You're good.
My phone was going off. They're on Facebook. Clearly, they're not all there. Like, it answers its own question.
Two things here. Mango asked, where is Crescent Grizzly? I'm assuming they mean Crescent Grizzly from Mega Man X5, the most popular fictional bear of all time, and not a totally niche ass pull. Have you played any of the Mega Man games, Shane?
Not a single Mega Man game.
I think I played Mega Man 2 on emulator when I was like in high school. Let me look up Crescent Grizzly. Oh, he's like a robot bear. I guess that makes sense. It's Mega Man.
Does Sonic have any bears? I'm just thinking about this.
It does, Chain, and I'm a stupid idiot for forgetting. There's Bark the polar bear, who is a more obscure Sonic character, but I remember playing as him in Sonic the Fighters, which was like the Sonic like arcade fighting game. Well, here is the
I don't recognize
Crescent Grizzly.
Okay. Yep. I see him.
So we have 100 bits from Mango. Thank you. Spoiler: it's a niche ass pool. Thank you.
I figured.
But also, Draconic says, is every famous bear just going to move forward in the round of 64? Are we not doing this right, Shane? Is it wrong to move, like, have we moved the more famous of the bears along in every round?
I guess a little bit. Like, what else can you do? Like, it was like, because the famous ones, like, they're
famous for a reason, to an extent.
Yeah.
That too. But also, not necessarily, like, I feel like, okay, do you think let's poll 1,000 Americans. Do more of them know about Ursaring or Rupert from Family Guy? If you were to show them a picture, I think it's tough. It depends on the demographic.
Yeah.
But, like, we're just grabbing people off the street, you know?
If it's like 2008 and you're polling middle schoolers, they're gonna know Family Guy. That's
right.
You know.
But if it's like people in their late 20s, early 30s, it's probably going to be Ursaring.
Yeah.
Now, actually, we advanced Polar over Ted. Polar is way less famous than Ted.
Yeah. So shut up.
Yeah. We're not trying to be, bear favoritists here. But it just happens, like, I seeded them in such a way that the more famous bears are number one.
Yeah.
We're advancing Paddington, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to Splatoon 2 Mr. Grizz, who came on the scene 2017, but Paddington has a bit of a legacy.
He's a history, legacy, yeah, even.
Shane, do you mind if I play a kazoo song real quick?
You know what? I have to pee anyway.
That's great. Yeah, this happened last time. Moonlee711, can you pick a number from 1 to 50? Also, I don't feel like I recognize the name, so welcome to the stream if you're new, or if you're a lurker. But I will take a number from 1 to 50. 11, okay. Let's see. Oh, how fortuitous. Okay. This is going to be a little tough, I think. Anyone? Oh god. That is Shadow World from Persona 4 Golden. 2012. Oh boy. And I said how fortuitous because we just talked about Teddy, and I have Persona music playing in the background already. There you go. Oh, he's into it. Yeah. Welcome back, Shane.
Thank you.
If you missed
you played a Persona 4 song?
Yes, I did. The only Persona 4 song on the list, so it wasn't like I rigged that. That was number 11 out of 50.
I've been wondering this for a while. Mm-hmm. You always say it's 1 through 50.
Yeah.
I thought you had a, like, thing you bought from, like, Target or some shit, where it's, like, a bunch of cards that are, like, these are good to play in kazoo. These are, like, the easy, simple songs. And they're numbered? But now it's like Persona 4 is not from Target.
No. So, yeah, what it is, so, the OG of the kazoo, the lore is that regular GF and I, we would always go to Barnes & Noble when we would meet up while we were still long distance, and we would always buy a game. And so, one time we found this kazoo game, and it was, in fact, that. It was a list, it was a bunch of cards with songs on it. But eventually, I ran out of cards because I kept playing so many kazoo songs. And so, once I ran out of cards, I just started coming up with other songs that weren't on the card and, like, writing them down in a Google spreadsheet and numbering them 1 to 50, updating it every time, like, after every stream where a song gets played. Gotcha. So, you are correct to assume that they did not include Shadow World from Persona 4 in the Barnes & Noble kazoo game. If we were only so lucky.
If only, that's why Teddy didn't make it.
Exactly. But there you go. We are... God, I feel like we spent like half an hour on Paddington versus Mr. Grizz.
We did, but we had a lot to talk about there.
All right, here's a case where I am 100% going to move on the less famous of the bears over the more famous. Because we have at the 8th seed, Moneybags from Spyro versus Boog from Open Season. Now, Shane, you said you started playing Spyro. I'm assuming,
yes.
Are you on Spyro 2 yet or still on just 1?
I am almost done with the first game.
Okay.
I did, however, as a kid, I borrowed Spyro 2 from my cousins.
Okay, so are you familiar with this bear here?
Yes, I recognize J.P. Morgan.
Yeah,
Fucker.
Yeah, J.P. Morgan bear.
And I'm pretty sure the idea is that he's an asshole, right? That's his shtick.
Yeah, he's a massive asshole.
And he's like, you can't go into my this garden that I definitely don't own unless you pay me 5,000 jewels.
Exactly. Like, yeah, he gatekeeps things that don't even belong to him. Like, it's actually absurd. Yeah. Was Boog ever my boyfriend? No, not in real life nor a dream. Are you familiar with the Elliot the Deer lore chain?
I am, yes.
Yeah, so I never had a dream where I dated Boog the bear from Open Season. Only the deer, thank you very much. Yeah, Boog is friends with my ex. But I think if I were to date Boog, he would appreciate if I were to draw him a bath and make him mac and cheese.
I was gonna say he would appreciate the mac and cheese and candles.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the candlelit bath.
I guess I assumed it was a candlelit
bath.
No,
you embellished, but I really like that. I like the idea that I also like candles alongside the bathtub. I've seen Open Season. It's a totally... That sure was a movie. Moneybags isn't like he's so funny. Moneybags, you're gonna love him when you get there, Shane, because he has like some of the best dialogue in the franchise. Even though he is like a rich capitalist fuck, the best thing I don't really want to spoil Shane, but like Moneybags gets what's coming to him. I'll say that. How about that?
Okay, good.
I'll give you that carrot on a stick, and that like Moneybags, like he dicks you around for 2 games because he's in 2 and 3, but his crimes do not go unpunished. And
good.
I will save that for you to savor.
All right. That makes me feel better about things, because I also just finished playing the Ratchet & Clank games for the first time.
Yeah.
And I really was hoping to see Quark die. And alas, my dreams did not come true, so I'm glad I get to see at least one.
Well, spoilers, Shane. I haven't played Ratchet & Clank.
You haven't? Oh, I'm sorry. This is a game that, like, everybody has said they played.
No, I know.
So I assumed.
Barnabas desperately wants me to play it on stream. I only gave you a hard time because T-Max said, "Is this a spoilers bracket?" Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've spoiled Spyro. I haven't played
the other one, so maybe there's more. I don't know.
We have spoiled Spyro, Ratchet & Clank, and Persona 4 in this stream, and we're only 54 minutes in, so...
Excellent.
Are you fine with advancing Moneybags?
I don't have opinions on either one of these. I never saw Open Season. I saw Over the Hedge, and I feel like that was that the same, like... No, Open Season was later.
Yeah, Open Season is DreamWorks. And
they're both DreamWorks. Okay.
No, Open Season, I think, is not. Wait, is it? Let me look it up. I have the suspicion that it's not. Open season is
Blue Sky?
Columbia Pictures. Sony
Columbia,
Pictures Animation.
okay, which is now Disney.
So what else did they do?
I don't know.
They also did. Oh, they did Surf's Up. They did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Hotel Transylvania,
Happy Feet.
All of the CG movies that aren't Disney or Pixar or DreamWorks is this, I guess.
Okay.
John, thank you for the 20 months. Appreciate that.
Ooh, nice.
Only 280 more months until it's 1 month per crab, representing the worst minigame in KH3. Shane, you're a crab appreciator, right?
I'm a crab appreciator, yeah. I feel like there are significantly worse minigames in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it a minigame. I think it's just like, that's part of the journey of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's more of an event.
Which, Shane, I don't want to spoil again another thing in this bracket.
Oh yeah, sure.
I just got the results in for the the most popular KH worlds. I've closed the poll. And,
I'm glad I voted earlier because I put it off a little bit. I thought about it for a while.
Did you not see it until I posted the video this morning? Like, were you aware of it?
I did see it earlier, but I was filling it out when I was in the bathroom at work.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to think about it more. I'm like, well, I've already been in here for 15 minutes, so I better get back to it. So I'll come back to it. And then you post the video. I'm like, oh, I should really vote on that.
Yeah.
So
well, good because you were.
I voted in the bathroom today.
Yeah, good. So. Well, I just wanted to say because I know you voted for the Caribbean. It did quite well in the survey.
Nice.
More well than I thought it would do. So it's up there. How fortuitous that Crabbity just subbed. Thank you so much, Crabbity. After we invoked the name of crabs, my ears were ringing. Thank you so much. All right, we're advancing Moneybags. There you go. Now here we have the Berenstain Bears, originating in the book The Big Honey Hunt from 1962. This is versus Herbert P. Bear, the villain of Club Penguin.
Yep.
So. Shane, I feel like maybe we've talked about this, or maybe I'm thinking of Keynote, but like, were you a Club Penguin kid?
I was a Club Penguin kid.
Okay.
And my brother was exceeded me in the Club Penguin community.
Okay.
So I have a lot of experience with Herbert P. Bear.
See, Herbert P. Bear was like, so for those that don't know, Club Penguin was like, what would you call it? Like, not an MMO, but like, I don't know. What would you call it?
A chat room with the most extra flair you could possibly put into a single chat room ever.
That really is what it is. It's like a chat room.
It's kind of a there's not a modern-day equivalent, unfortunately, because of capitalism, but it's and many other things that are wrong with this country. But it was one of those. It was one of them computer games that you could play online with your friends.
It's in like the same vein of like a Neopets, a Webkins. Like it's an online space, but I feel like Club Penguin was like it felt a bit more lived in. Like Neopets, like you didn't like physically move around a world.
Yeah, there's like those were like forums, and that's what turned me off. Of like, when do you get to move around and be a cartoon? And they're like, you don't. And like, that's stupid. Why am I go here? I have Club Penguin.
Right, exactly. Mango, thank you for the 15 money. When you upload this VOD to YouTube, Gopher's racist ass will make 8,000 alt accounts and downvote it into oblivion. To supplement the loss of income, I will donate a small fee. That's a Moneybags reference there. Thank you so much, Mango. Yeah, Moneybags loves saying, like, I'll let you through for a small fee. And it's always, like, a fucking exorbitant amount of gems. Piece of shit. Anyway, back on the Club Penguin of it all. I loved Club Penguin. I remember 3rd, 4th grade. It was, like, my life after school. I'd get home. Maybe later on in that grade school career, I would check the Smash Bros. Dojo for Brawl updates. And then I would go play Club Penguin. Begged my parents for a membership because I needed to be at the grand opening of the pizza parlor. I was there on probably the Blizzard server, so if any of you were there as well, maybe saw me there, young Patty.
Well, do you remember your server? What was your penguin name?
So my name was Pat, Jake, Nick, and they were my 2 friends who were in the computer lab with me when I made my account.
Gotcha.
Which I think is actually really sweet. Like now that that triggered like a brain blast for me that you asked me that because I had not thought about that for years. But yeah, my 2 friends Jake and Nick were there as I made my account.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, and what was your initial color? What was your go-to color?
Red.
Red. Okay.
Yeah.
I did. My Club Penguin name was Bro27.
Bro27, I love it.
Yes.
Hell
Because
yeah.
I had chosen brown as the color, and I wanted to abbreviate. I think Brown 27 was taken. In retrospect, I'm glad I wasn't named Brown 27.
Yeah.
I don't remember where the 27 came from. I think it was like I tried doing just the color brown, and they're like, "We'll try these alternate names."
right.
That one's taken, and it's like, okay, this one.
Brown27.
Brown.
Is such a
It
funny
sounds
name.
like Bro 27. So Bro 27
Yeah.
was my first ever online screen name.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think Pat Jake Nick was probably my first online screen name. I mean, I can't think of anything else where like I had played computer games. Yeah, prior to Club Penguin, but I don't think it was anything where like I had an account.
Though.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't like make a username. So yeah, before there was regular Pat, long ago there was Pat Jake Nick. And before there was Shane, there was Bro 27.
It was Bro 27.
Did you play Club Penguin regular, GF? Would you mind divulging your penguin's name?
Oh yeah, I was Penny, P-I-N-Y, 1 2 3 4 5 6.
Penny 1 2 3 4
Penny.
5 6.
Yes.
What color?
Were you pink because of pin? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Like
yeah.
that salmon color.
Okay, yeah. And colors were free regardless, right? You didn't have to pay to change your color.
Not IRL money, no.
Right.
There
I
were.
think so.
I think there was like 2 colors that you had to pay for. I think like
you're watching. Go ahead, sorry.
like I think you might have had to pay for like the black penguin or something,
Yeah.
which is a wild sentence to say. But,
What was your Club Penguin username?
I was just telling the chat, my name was Pat Jake Nick. My 2 friends, Jake and Nick, were with me in the computer lab when I made my account. Isn't that sweet? What a sweet little man.
oh,
Sure.
You say, what? I think it is sweet.
I think
Whatever.
it's sweet.
Thanks, Chain says it's sweet.
Well, that's changed.
That's because that's the Kingdom Hearts bullshit in
Wow.
me.
Oh.
That's like, you know.
Yeah, you're
That's
cage
the
filled.
cage goo.
Not me.
Do you recognize this man, Herbert
Yeah.
P. Bear?
Sure.
So, like, to get back to, I'm sorry, we went on such a tangent.
Oh, yeah,
because we were
yeah,
having
yeah.
nostalgic Club Penguin talk, but
That's
this
okay.
was like, so like at a point in Club Penguin, you could like join like the secret Penguin secret agent agency.
The spy agency, yeah.
This guy was like the villain of like that subsection of Club Penguin. Like he was the big bad. I don't really remember like what his beef was, like what his fucking damage was with all the penguins. I think he like, I feel like there was like a climate change sort of allegory going on. I could be full of shit.
There was, I feel like there was a thing. I don't remember the storyline. It was, we're children.
Yeah.
I know he had a crab sidekick. I think Klutzy. His name was
Ooh, that's
Klutzy
yeah.
the crab. But they had. He was voiced. They were.
Oh, he hated the cold, so he wanted to like melt the island or like make the island hot.
Okay. You should have helped us tip it over then. I don't know what we were trying.
Oh, did you? Yeah, did you ever try to tip the iceberg?
I did, and
God.
I was there was simultaneously the last story about Club Penguin. There was a tipping the iceberg, and there was a rumor that you could also tip the dock, going around at the same time. So I was bouncing between the two, trying to view both. And as I was bouncing between the two, I went back to the iceberg, and everyone was gone.
What?
And I'm like, no.
Did the berg tip and they were submerged?
Like, either the berg tipped or the server crashed for all of them because so many of them were dancing. I don't know what happened, but I thought like, wait, did I miss it? So I'm like, I missed the iceberg tipping.
Didn't they make it like late in the Club Penguin lifespan that like the iceberg actually did tip? Like it was like a fan thing.
I'm sure it was. I'm looking at Reddit now.
Yeah.
It was a myth and it was fake, which is a wild thing to go around. But they made it real. Yeah.
That's like if Pokemon was like, okay, we're gonna put a Mew under the truck and let's go or Pikachu.
Exactly. That's the equivalent of that. Yeah.
That's so fun. I love that. Fucking Club Penguin was so cool. I mean, I hate that we had to spend so much money. Do you give a shit about the Berenstain Bears? Because I don't.
Oh no, I don't care. The something
Mandela
Mandela
effect.
Nelson Mandela, the Berenstain Bears.
Like I'm sure I owned like a Berenstain Bear book as a child.
I owned
but
a
like
few.
I never really like I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think we just had so much fun talking about Club Penguin.
I agree.
Let's just advance Herbert.
I agree.
Okay. So there you go, another instance of the less famous bear Because Berenstain Bear is like, you know, it's the poster bears of Mandela Effect. Herbert P. Bear, you know, not nearly as famous, but means a lot more to me and Shane.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, we have the 4-seed Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's 2014 versus Norm from the critically panned
from the
Norm
North.
of the North. Yeah, from the North, 2016. Shane, do you have experience with either of these franchises?
I have not spent a single night at Teddy's. They're
no, Teddy lost in the first round.
Now, do you remember that joke I made like years ago? It was like 10 nights at Teddy's.
Yeah, it was like 10 weeks at Teddy's or something.
10 weeks at Teddy's or something like that.
Cracked me up.
Yeah, I couldn't find the image for the life of me, and it took me forever just to find it. So I had to bring it up again.
Is it not an out of context record?
Oh, maybe it said OOC. Oh, it's gotta be an OOC. I should look there. I tried looking. Search is not great on Discord, but anyway, I haven't. I know he's like significantly deep lore. In like, I didn't think that there. Apparently, it has. Pardon the phrasing of this, but I've heard that it has like Kingdom Hearts depth style levels of lore.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore.
Not him, but this franchise.
Right. People were shocked to learn this about me a couple months ago when I said this on stream, but like I have never willfully, maybe even accidentally consumed any Five Nights at Freddy's content. Like I have never played a single game of it. I've never seen a video about it. I really don't even know like what the whole deal is. Like to my understanding, you're like, and they made a movie out of it semi-recently. I feel like in the last year or two, there was like a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. You're like a Chuck E. Cheese adjacent employee, and you're like trapped in the store or maybe you're not trapped, but you're like working security or something.
I think you work security, yeah.
The animatronics come to life, and they're fucked up little guys, and they kill. And I think like there's like souls of children inside the animatronics, maybe.
I think I don't want to accidentally say spoilers for stuff that I may or may not know, but Mr. Fuck got raw and defied.
Oh yeah. So for the non-patrons, this was a bit of an in-joke for a good while in the Ultimas. There was a game night where we were playing TKO, a Jackbox game, where you would draw, and you would draw stuff, and someone drew, because you pair up a drawing with a phrase, and so the drawing that was used for this particular T-shirt was Freddy Fazbear, and the phrase was "Fuck God, raw and divine," and so that was a bit of a recurring battle cry, and Freddy Fazbear is the face of it in the Ultima community. Anyway, I'm sorry, Shane. Do you have other Fazbear business to discuss?
No, all I was gonna say is like my biggest experience is watching a little bit of unnamed YouTubers from back in the day play through Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, and there's like 9 games, right? Like they just pump these out.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that. I only learned about that like the past year. It's like, oh yeah, there's 9 of them. Like there's 9? I thought there was like maybe 3.
9. I just said 9 is it? I don't know if that's true. I just like that just seemed like a reasonable number. I could be wrong.
5 of them.
At least 5.
One for each night. One for each night.
One for each night, yeah. Now is Freddy, for those in the chat that know, like is Freddy like a mainstay? Like is he in every game? And is it the same
this
pizzeria?
Is Freddy, right? Is this Freddy?
This is Freddy.
Oh, Freddy Fazbear, duh.
Right, yeah.
Oh, there's 4 of them. There's 4
Not
of them.
Freddy Benson, yeah. It's more than 9. Wait, it's what? Bracket? There's more than 9 games?
Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, they stopped numbering them after 4.
Because they're embarrassed.
This is embarrassed.
That's the only reason anyone stopped numbering.
FNAF World, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Nights, Freddy in Space. What the fuck?
There was one that came out 7 months ago.
Yeah, 5 laps at Freddy's. Oh,
5 laps?
5 laps at Freddy's. Or dance. Track? One of the 2.
Yeah.
It's a car racing game. Oh it's fucking Freddy Team Racing.
It's like one of my biggest gaps in video game knowledge.
It is completely for me.
Like it's like this and Call of Duty are like they might as well be like ancient Latin to me. Like I just know nothing of it.
I know more about Call of Duty than this.
I think I might too. I feel like I know there's a dog in Call of Duty, a ghost and soap.
I found it. Let's fucking go. For those of you who can still access Twitter, here you go. 10 Nights at Teddy's. 10 minutes of Teddy's.
10 minutes of Teddy's,
10 minutes of Teddy's.
That's way funnier.
I don't know what the context of this, but...
I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's has a bit of, like, that, like, late aughts Minecraft stank on it, where, like, it wasn't cool to like Minecraft, because, like, all of, like, the Zoom... But, like, I don't know. It's probably good, right? Like, I feel like just because, like, a lot of kids like it doesn't mean it's not good. Like, Fortnite's probably good, too. But I just, like, I don't know. I see all these kids are playing it, and it just makes me disincentivized to want to check it out. It's like,
we were in that age range of it was, like, our little siblings, where, like, even if we didn't have little siblings, it was, like, that generation was playing it. It was, like, a couple, like, at least 3 or 4 grades below us, they were into the Five Nights at Freddy's, they were into the Minecrafts, they were into the equivalent of the Fortnites.
Yeah.
So
and
we
don't
were
get
like,
me wrong, I was a Minecraft kid, 8th grade until like sophomore year of high school. Yeah, I wasn't like my personality, but like I was big on them. It was my favorite thing. That's all I did was play Minecraft. But all this to say, I'm trying not to hold like the stank of any potential, you know, cringy community whatever reputation against Freddy Fazbear. I mean, we haven't even talked about fucking Norm here. Which I have the Wikipedia page pulled up for Norm of the North. Have you seen this movie? Because I haven't.
I saw the bad movie critic that I won't name review of it. It's a long time ago. But,
was it nostalgic critic?
Yes.
How nostalgic! This film from 2016.
Right. Yeah.
So according to the reception,
I think it was him. Maybe it was somebody else. But anyway,
it has a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's voiced by Rob
Worst movie
Schneider.
I have ever seen. Oh gosh, wait.
Rob Schneider sucks.
Yeah, he's the bad one. Okay.
I'm willing to put Freddy Fazbear ahead.
Yeah,
Rob Schneider is like the James Woods of things that James Woods is too good for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I got you.
All right, so let's advance Freddy. Sorry, Norm. I can't believe I gave him a 13C. That's way too high.
We didn't know.
What's up, Ruthie?
Hey, Ruthie.
We have Little John from, not the rapper, Little John the Bear, obviously, from Robin Hood 1973.
Love Robin Hood.
Versus Hey Bay. Is that his name? From Avatar: The Last Airbender, specifically the episode Winter Solstice Part 1, The Spirit World.
Okay.
Honestly, go ahead.
I don't remember the bear's role in Avatar.
I don't either. I do not either.
I didn't. I felt bad. I'm like, I feel like everybody's like, Avatar is the greatest possible media you could ever consume, and you should know everything about it. And I'm like, I watched it once, and it was great. I love it. I think it's fantastic, but I don't remember a lot. In the realm of like cartoons that air on Nickelodeon, it's pretty obviously the best. Maybe outside of like early SpongeBob. But like, I do not know this bear. But on the other hand, I've never seen this bear in my life.
Sorry to this bear, but like Lil Jon, he comes from, to me, I'm not trying to be a hater, I'm not trying to yuck yums, a famously boring Disney film from the what is this, the 60s, was it? 70s. 60s, 70s Disney is like the weakest 60s. Era of Disney to me. I know like the Dark Age is like encompasses the 80s as well, but a part of me would rather watch a Black Cauldron or Oliver and Company over a Robin Hood or a Sword in the Stone. You know what I mean? Okay. Like I'd also rather watch like Snow White, like something from the 30s through the 50s, as opposed to like most of the shit that Disney was doing in the 60s and 70s. But you know, Lil Jon, more of a Disney. I mean, I don't know, like. Little John to Disney is a bigger deal than Hey Bay is to High Bay is to Nickelodeon.
I'd agree.
Like I feel pretty neutral on this. So if you're leaning Little John, I'm fine with that.
I am leaning Little John. I mean, I liked Robin Hood. It's I don't think it's top 10 by any means. And it might just be nostalgia talking. It's been a hot minute since I've seen it, but it's one of those warm movies for me. It's one of those this feels good.
Vodka's reading me for filth in the chat. Like, I'm a very white fella. But like I don't know, just I haven't watched this Avatar episode probably since it aired. So apologies, and I don't know that it's how Hey Bay is pronounced. I like Hey Bay better.
Oh, that's what you mean by by like bisexual. I thought you were saying in the show he is bisexual. I'm like, okay.
Yes, that is true. The bear is very obviously a bisexual bear. I'm not trying to misconstrue that. This bear likes both men and women. This bear. Lil Jon, I don't know the sexual proclivities of Lil Jon. I'm looking at his face, and it's not. I'm trying to get a read on him, but he's tough to read.
Yeah. Plus, like he's a Jungle Book came before Robin Hood. Yes,
I want to say 67. Yeah, Jungle Book. And Baloo is going to be later on.
I was gonna say they are the same. Like they're the same character.
They did.
Right?
Yeah. Not only did I want to say they're voiced by the same guy, but like they literally did. They recycled even the animations in some cases. Yep. Phil Harris. There you go. Thank you, Ruthie. Ruthie will be pleased to hear this. I would much rather watch Cinderella than Robin Hood or Sword in the Stone. I got some flack chain on the World Watch because I said that Robin Hood was anti-capitalist. Because he's actually stealing from the monarchy, which right. So like, was I wrong? Like, I'm willing to admit to being wrong. Like, if Prince John is not explicitly capitalist. I was just under the impression that, like, he might not be capitalist in name. He is, a monarch, but I feel like occasionally those two concepts go hand in hand.
I mean, I think it's more about the ideal, like it's revolving around money.
Right. I just occasionally over the past however many years since the World Watch, I will still get comments being like, "You fucking idiot! Like Robin Hood's not anti-capitalist. He's stealing from the monarchy.
So he's anti-monarchy."
It's like okay, well, occasionally people in power also hoard wealth. You know?
Did you know?
So sorry that I didn't use
that's their whole thing.
The super proper economic term for this, but take away from the rich to give to the poor. That is the concept that I am 100% in favor of.
Redistributing the wealth. He's pro-communist. Right. That's the whole. Not Robin Hood is pro-communist. That's the whole.
So let's advance Lil Jon then. Fuck it. Sorry, Avatar. Yeah. I'd rather watch Avatar over Robin Hood, but
I would too.
That is a great point, Buffoon. Robin Hood is fine with King Richard. It's the fucking corrupt Prince John, the wealth hoarder.
Oh, that's right. The fucking
the lion.
The good, yeah, that's right.
We should do a lion bracket next year. Can I book you for that, Shane?
You know what? Fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
As long as you don't get canceled, we'll be good.
Well, it's a long year. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Next up, we got Banjo of Banjo and Kazooie fame in 1998. Versus, we had to put this character on the list. Regular GF and I, as I said recently, we were Googling, famous, not famous, but any bear. And Party Pat from Adventure Time came up. And it's like, okay, well, a bear named Pat, gotta be on the bracket.
Oh, clearly.
I've never seen this twink before in my life, prior to this. Am I allowed to say that? I feel like people tell me that I'm allowed to say twink, but now I feel like I shouldn't.
I thought you meant about this bear specifically.
Not Banjo. Party Pat.
Yeah, I've never seen him either.
So, I don't know. Like, what do you do? Pat calling him a twink. Sorry to this twink.
I think I want to put this out. I feel like I've said I've never interacted with this medium through several people in this list.
Yeah.
I want to put it out there that Pat tried to get other people.
Don't say that. Okay.
Pat,
okay.
And no one wanted to show up.
I am not a fried pickle. Sorry to disappoint. I'll be transparent. I have a group chat that I formed on March 3rd called Bracket Bicthes, Bicthes. And that includes me, my girlfriend, Shane, David Russell, Gabaka, Keynote, and PJ. All people who have been on previous brackets. And I said, okay, here's the brackets we're doing this month. Whoever wants to be on them, volunteer now. Nobody really was jumping at the bit to do the bear bracket. By the way, I forgot Briar Bear from Song of the South, but I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We can
regular GF was initially flirting with the idea of doing the bear bracket, but she had a long day at work today, and so she wasn't really feeling it. So I was like, okay, let me just put some feelers out for anyone else who might, because I was fine with doing the bear bracket by myself. But Shane was so bold and so brave and so kind to donate his time during busy March Caprice season, mind you.
Oh yeah, this is procrastination 100%.
Yeah, to be my co-host for the bear bracket. So I do not hold it against Shane that he is not as familiar with... I mean, regular GF, for a fact, has not played Banjo-Kazooie nor watched Adventure Time, so don't feel bad about it. I haven't either. I played a tiny bit of Banjo-Kazooie. I've never watched a smidge of Adventure Time.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, so...
But, you know, I'm more aware of Banjo than I am of Party Pat. I don't even know what Party Pat's deal is.
I know this guy goes guh, and that's enough for me. I don't know what this guy goes.
Right, exactly. Chain, that is so beautiful and poignant, because, like, if I know the noise that Banjo makes, then that's enough. I don't know what noise Party Pat produces. I have no clue. Mm-hmm. If he's anything like me, I would be frankly afraid to know what noises he's producing. If he's, you know, a fellow Pat,
very girdy,
yeah, getting cut off in the middle of his sentences. So I mean, Banjo is, you know, by far the more popular of the bears. I know more about Banjo, even just through Smash Bros. Iconic video game platform mascot. You know, sorry to Party Pat, but I think it's a Banjo easy W there.
Absolutely.
All right, Banjo-Kazooie. Next up, Monokuma from Dragon Grandpa Trigger Happy Havoc 2010 versus Stitches, my fucking dude, from Animal Crossing Wild World.
I love Stitches. I've never even had him as a villager, and I'm just like, that is a party right there.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to like this, because here's the thing. Monokuma, I've never played a Dragon Grandpa game. I know it's acclaimed. People like it a lot, especially, like, my patrons are big on the, you know, graphic novel, murder game type of video game.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to offend here, but, okay, the chat is apparently anti-Danganronpa.
Okay.
But Stitches, so my first Animal Crossing game was Wild World. I got it in 2005, maybe 2006. And Stitches was one of my OG 3 villagers. Oh. It was Stitches, it was Alice the Koala, and Barbara the sheep. And so Stitches holds a very special place in my heart. I mean, what a design on this guy. Just a fucked up Winnie the Pooh with this little star shirt. I love him. I know nothing of Monokuma. Know nothing of him. Okay, wait. Now, Azuri Yoshi is in the chat saying, Monokuma also hates Sonic. Can you explain that? Elaborate.
I feel like the it's a visual novel from the 2010s, late 2010s. So I feel like if they're like, oh, this blue hedgehog fucker, I hate him or something. Like, I could see that coming up.
Like a little Easter egg, like a little jab.
He has a whole rant about him in the third game. Yep, see, okay. That makes sense.
Now, that does give him points for me, I must say. Stitches never speaks badly of Sonic the Hedgehog, as far as I'm aware. Most normie people hate Sonic. Color me a fucking normie, man. Because, I don't know. I have a connection to Stitches. Is he the more famous of the bears? No. Although maybe. I mean, when you consider how many people have played Animal Crossing New Horizons, which Stitches is in, I mean, he's not like a main... Like, you're not guaranteed to see Stitches.
That's because he's not a Raymond.
Right. You're not, like...
Everybody fucking loves Raymond.
Yeah. I do think Stitches is, like... You know, actually, the reason we picked... So, regular GF and I, we went to... Because we were like, okay, there's a bunch of bears in Animal Crossing. We should have some Animal Crossing rep in this bracket. We went to the Animal Crossing, like, villager ranking website, whatever it is. And Stitches and the other Animal Crossing bear, they were the top 2. So we put 2 in from Animal Crossing. So he is one of the more popular villagers. Sure. Right, he's not Raymond level. He's not like Rosie the cat. But he's up there. He's like, I want to say he's like top 20, maybe top 30. Again, Monokuma, you're guaranteed to see if you boot up a Dragon Grandpa game. But Stitches, you know, you're not guaranteed to see. But I like him more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, you know, I've seen things about Mono Bear. Also, I'm now just realizing he has a little bit of a unversed looking eye. That's freaky.
Also, his outie belly button.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm not trying to yuck anyone's belly button, but I have an innie. I like innie belly buttons better than outie belly buttons. Are you an innie belly button, Shane?
I'm an innie.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've actually never seen an outie in person, but I don't like it on this bear.
It's a hernia. Oh, that's good to know.
Is that what that really is? You're telling me all outie belly buttons are hernias?
Oh no! They just cut the the umbilical cord at a different length.
Baka, you're an innie and you hate it? I feel like most Audi belly buttons would trade to be an innie belly button any day of the week. I haven't.
What?
I haven't.
You've never seen one?
No, I haven't. Not in person. I mean, I've seen them like in pictures or like in. I feel like Chucky from Rugrats had an Audi belly button. That was like a storyline.
Sure.
But no, I've never seen an Audi belly button in person. Honestly, I think if no belly buttons was the standard, I'd be fine with that as well. I feel like we don't need
Kyle XY. For those of you who grew up in the early 2000s.
Anyway, let's get Stitches forward, right?
Yes, it's got to be Stitches.
Okay.
Oh, poo.
Yogi Bear, who I learned this chain through the bracket, that he did not originally appear in his own show or a comic strip. He was, a supporting character on the Huckleberry Hound show in 1958, which I think is kind of funny because I have heard Huckleberry Hound, but he is nowhere near the level of name recognition.
Guy. Yeah. I've seen him. I don't. Yeah.
But if you were to weigh the popularity of Huckleberry Hound versus Yogi Bear, I think way more people know what Yogi Bear is.
Well, he has his own park. That's true. He has his own park, and he's in other little parks as a mascot. That's leagues above.
Shane, I'm not gonna we should just advance Yogi Bear right now. I mean, we've spent so much time on the Club Penguin and the Monokuma of it all.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm looking at the matchup here. What the fuck are the Buddy Bears from the Garfield and Friends 1988?
Oh, it is Garfield. I'm this looks very Garfield drawn.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that makes sense. But I was a big Garfield fan in the back of the day. I don't recognize these fuckers. Couldn't tell you.
Not to say that I'm a big Yogi Bear stan, as I doubt you are, but I at least know this guy. I know what his deal is. He loves stealing picnic baskets. He's sort of like the Robin Hood of the forest. I guess that's what Robin Hood is.
It's also of the forest, but yes.
But, instead of money, it's picnic baskets.
Yeah, if Robin Hood were an animal, which he is also.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you should be rooting for Ranger Rick, right? If I were human, I would hate to have my picnic basket stolen by a bear. But something about this cheeky fucker, it makes me root for him the whole time. So.
I think that... there's characters that you root for as a kid, and you're why do I like them? They're an asshole.
Right. He's an asshole. Don't steal picnic baskets.
The show paints him in a positive light,
I'm saying picnic basket like that because that's how Yogi Bear says it.
Oh yeah, it's a picnic basket.
A picnic basket. Picnic Ransbottom. Very, very well done, Draconic. All right, Yogi Bear advances.
Yep.
We have Poe from Kung Fu Panda, 2008. Versus, this was a very late entry. I deleted a previous bear that I can't remember now. This is Halsin from Baldur's Gate 3. Revealing my lack of media experience once again. I have not watched any Kung Fu Panda films, nor have I played any Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
Okay. I saw Kung Fu Panda 1 in theaters. I've seen clips of the others. I haven't seen it since then.
Have you played the Baldur's Gate?
I have not. I played D&D and I haven't played Baldur's Gate.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I think Poe. He's got personality to him.
He's Jack Black.
He's Jack Black as a bear. That's
I think the reason that Halsin the bear is on here is because this is just
a meme.
Well, it's kind of heresy from the chat in that people said that you can fuck this bear. He is a romantic partner in Baldur's Gate 3. I wish I had an expert on hand to really... Maybe someone in chat could say, is that true?
For Baldur's Gate 3.
No. But let me explain. I guess I should have led with this. He is also a human, right? So you don't fuck him in bear form.
He's a druid. Okay, thank you.
Right. So he has a human form. If you were to look up Halsin Baldur's Gate 3 as regular GF did, she kept finding a real guy, but he can also turn into a bear.
You can request to have sex with him in bear form. Okay,
Nacho says in all caps, very triumphantly, yes, he's an elf. He is an elf druid, and you can fuck him in his bear form. Now, to my knowledge...
because he's a druid, he can consent, so there's that.
Homestuck Official says, no, Pat, you can fuck him in bear form if you both consent. So, I don't know. To my knowledge, there is no media in which you can fuck Poe, the Kung Fu Panda.
Canonically, no.
Is that right? Is that points against or for? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think just because Poe is not willing to put out to anyone who's watching his movie or playing his game doesn't mean
owe anyone sex.
Right, exactly. So we shouldn't penalize Poe just because he's not going to put out.
What is this question?
What an
I can go to the Bay Area and do the same thing, just advance Poe. Yeah, I mean, at least I know what Poe is. I knew what Poe is prior to the bracket.
Exactly.
I've never played Gold. Like, I'm a big Jack Black guy. So I'm fine with advancing Poe. I love Tenacious D. I should watch these Kung Fu Panda movies. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but unfortunately not Jackie. These are all fictional bears. No, this chart is not how much you'd want to fuck the bear. That would be a very different looking bracket if we had.
We did talk about that though. We could have.
We did say like, okay, sexiest bear, but we decided to go to a more normie route. All right, next up, Sea Bear from SpongeBob SquarePants, the camping episode. 2000. The episode is called the camping episode, apparently.
I remember this one.
I love the Sea Bear versus Sugar Bear, the mascot of Golden Crisp, dating back to the 1940s. Who gives a fuck about Golden Crisp? I've had it before. It's like the most like C- cereal I've ever had.
I don't like cereal, so.
You don't like cereal at all, Shane? This is a revelation to me.
Yeah, the only thing I'll eat is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and that's without milk and without a spoon.
So
it's like crackers to me.
I am not trying to like other you with this, but what is it about cereal that you find so detestable?
I'm very aware that it's a weird thing.
Yeah, but I'm intrigued. Not like I have a lot of food icks, so I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, wow. I'm just surprised.
Sure. I think it's like a mix of. So I'm not a fan of milk.
That's
so
right.
when you add that, and like a lot of times in the mornings, like I would have like Pop-Tarts. This very sweet. This very like. Very pleasing to the nose as a child thing. My brother would slurp up, like, very messily his, like, Golden Crisp or whatever, and it would smell like ass in comparison.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So you're just like, put off from it, from, like, an aesthetic sort of, like, I mean, I also do not like milk. Like, I do not drink milk straight up. I don't raw dog milk. I will, like, milk in cereal, like, it's gotten some flavor injected into it. I don't mind it in that way. Yeah. But I totally respect that, Shane. I get my steaks well done, so, like, what do you want from me? I'm not going to be being a big food gatekeeper here. Well, I mean, given that you don't like cereal that much, and you don't really care about Golden Crisp, I'm totally fine with advancing the Sea Bear.
Spoilers for the camping episode of SpongeBob. But the existence of this Sea Bear was like such a big like reveal and such a good like done to like punchline to the joke of like, oh, we're defending off of the Sea Bear, which may or may not be real. Yeah. And then it's like, oh shit, it is real, and he needs to get in the fucking circle. Is hilarious.
Squidward gets
and this is the design. It's just a bear head on a fish. That's
so funny. Oh god, SpongeBob's so good. Like people talk about like SpongeBob is just such a part of culture for like people our age. Like I will say things like "we snaw" or "oh no, he's hot" or just like reference like and I don't even
get it.
I'm not even cognizant in the moment of the fact that it's from SpongeBob. Like it's just part of the culture. You know what I mean? Like it's part of like late 20-somethings vernacular to just like inject SpongeBob quotes into everyday conversation. All that being said, advance the Sea Bear. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the Sea Bear.
All right, this is just Bear. Oh, Bear in the Big Blue House, 1997.
Oh my gosh, I just looked at how much bracket there is.
Yeah, just Bear. Versus Urshifu from Pokemon Sword and Shield, specifically the Isle of Armor DLC. In 2020, I got an error 403 forbidden from Bulbapedia. There we go.
I did too.
I had to refresh it.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about Urshifu. I fucking loved Bear in the Big Blue House.
I'll tell you were. That was, I think that was a thing where like, did you grow up with cable? Like, what kind of TV did you have as a kid?
Yeah, I think to a point, and then like we got DirecTV, maybe like halfway through middle school, early high school. But yeah, definitely, was just with cable for a bit there.
I was I had basic TV. I had poor people TV, so not even cable. And this was on.
Oh, gotcha.
This for like there wasn't even a name for it. It was like we had 5 channels. It was PBS, Fox, CBS, NBC, and ABC. Those were 5 channels. Nick was not one of them, right?
Oh. Okay.
So like I only got to see Nickelodeon shows when I was at someone else's house.
Gotcha.
It was basically free TV.
Yeah.
And then when they basically forced people to have cable, it was like, all right, I get to have all these channels now. And then you got direct TV, and you're like, oh, what do I do with my life? I ain't moving from this couch.
Yeah, it's like the embarrassment of riches. So many channels.
Right. And now I don't want a television near my establishment.
Shane, do you remember like the channel numbers for specific channels from back in the day? Because I do. Yes,
CBS was 3, NBC was 8, Fox was 17, PBS was 35, and the Christian free channels was like 54 or some shit.
So I want to ask chat, like, are there people in here that are too young to like to have a memory of associating like a show or a channel with a number? Because I feel like there certainly are. Like, I feel like nowadays, like, if I talk to, like, my younger cousins, like, he wouldn't know, like, what fucking number channel Nickelodeon's on, because everything is streaming or whatever. I remember for a fact that my Nickelodeon was channel 34, and my Disney channel was 51, and I will never forget. It's like the way that you remember your childhood home's, like, home phone number.
Home address and phone number, right. Exactly.
I just wanted to take a trip down memory lane on that one.
All of this to say, 35, yeah.
So wait, did you ever catch Bear in the Big Blue House at all?
Not too much. Not too much. Like I know what it is. I've seen a couple episodes here and there, but I don't. I know the moon. He talked to the moon every night. You know,
he would talk to the moon. I don't really know.
The mouse is hilarious. The mouse Tutter. Yeah, I've seen like clips of him, and he's.
There
funny.
is a great video of a leaked behind the scenes. Yes,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Give me chicken pot pie, bitch. That whole thing.
Yeah.
Love that. The living situation for Bear in the I never really fully understood. Like, is he like he's like the patriarch, and like everyone lives in this house, but like, what is the situation? Is it like a boarding house, like Hey Arnold? Is it like this is his house and he's like renting it out to these other animals? I was always unaware. Like, there's another bear, Ojo, from the show. He was like the girl bear, like the young girl. Is he or is she like his daughter, or just like an adoptive sort of like?
He owns the house. Okay.
Yeah, he owns the house.
According to Draconic Dragna.
Okay. But like, he's not like the literal father of all the characters in the house, because they're all like only one other character is a bear. There's the aforementioned Tutter is a mouse. You have 2 otters, Pip and Pop. You have a lemur, I believe, named Trilo. He's their daddy. They're all just friends, like a commune. God,
I assumed it was kind of a commune situation.
Yeah, Shane, we should do a Requiem's commune.
Oh, we've talked about that so many times. This is not the first time, will not be the last time this has been brought. I thought about that this week. I'm like, if I lose my job, like, I should move with somebody to like one of the Requiems.
Well, David would be like our bear in the Big Blue House. Like, he would be the bear. Yeah.
Keynote's our Tutter.
Keynote is 100% the Tutter. It's not even close.
Chicken pot pie bitch.
Yeah, he's our chicken pot pie bitch for life. Do we advance? I mean, have you played Sword and Shield? Because I have, but I never did the DLC. Oh no, you haven't, because you said only Heart Gold.
No, is this a DLC bear?
Yeah, so he's like not in the main Sword and Shield. And again, I didn't play the DLC, but I guess like you get him in the DLC. Like, he looks cool, Kung Fu Bear.
Yeah, he looks cool.
But I don't care about him at all. So
yeah.
Urshifu has a dumb move that always crits. Well, if it always crits, then it never crits. You know what? Well, I get that, Shane, but like, if you think about it, it's like, okay, this move always crits. Then that just means like its base power.
That's basic, right?
That pisses me off, T-Mac. You've made me mad. All right,
new philosophy thing. At what point does crit become normal?
It's like syndrome. It's like if it's always crit, then it never is.
Yeah, exactly.
Crits bypass stat changes. But I'm saying, okay, that's fair. That's fair. So if someone raises their defense, then Urshifu always pierces the defense. But that sounds very
gotcha. That does.
All right, the Charmin Bears from Capitalism 2000 versus Corporal from Penguins of Madagascar, the movie. Never seen it. This is
Never
just
saw the movie.
This
Watched
is a
the show
worse.
back in the day. I don't remember this one.
I do remember some of the show. This is just a worse Herbert to me.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like a worse Herbert.
Does anyone know any Penguins of Madagascar stands? Is he like a good guy or a bad guy in the movie / show?
He looks like a bad guy. He's got an angry face on.
He does look a little angry, but that could be like
he's ready to fight.
Your typical DreamWorks face, like I'm a smarmy guy and I'm gonna say a one-liner before I punch you.
Yeah.
He's part of the rival spy team, says Buffoon.
Bear power fucks or whatever.
Not a bad guy, so he's kind of like an anti-hero, maybe.
Okay, he looks like an incel.
Yeah, Vodka says he looks like an incel. Meanwhile, the Charmin Bears, their main hobby is shitting.
Yeah, that's their role. Shitting and keeping clean.
We referenced this phrase very early on in the stream chain, but do you think that the Charmin Bears are like this could have been anything, right? Like Charmin was like, okay, we're making a mascot. What's our mascot going to be? Bears. Is it because of the phrase "Does a bear shit in the woods"? Is that why? Is that a real bears?
Phrase?
Yeah, if you were to say,
I think you just said shit.
No, sorry, I probably sounded insane to you earlier. So, Shane, if you were like, Pat, do you love KH1? And I would say, well, does a bear shit in the woods? That's like a way of saying, yeah, obviously I do. Like, that is...
Oh, okay.
That's
Was that the original incarnation of, like, well, is Kingdom Hearts confusing, or does Gamora like zippers? Like, it's that...
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like... That? Right. It's like, it's an obvious fact. Like, does a bear shit in the woods? Of course it does, because bears live in the woods. They gotta shit somewhere. It's a weird phrase. I don't know why it's a phrase, but it's like a very, old-timey American
Okay. I get the point of the phrase. I got you.
But what I'm asking you in the chat is, like, do you think that's why these characters are bears when Charmin chose... Like, what's our mascot going to be? We're going to pick a bear because of the phrase, does a bear shit in the woods? Because they're bears and they shit. That's their favorite thing.
Oh, they used to be blue. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there are blue bears as well. We want a poll for ultra strong or ultra soft. Do you buy Charmin products, Jane?
I'd have to look around the corner. I think I do.
I
do the ultra
too.
soft.
God, I was the last person that did grocery shopping, and I feel like I picked up Charmin, but I could be wrong. I don't really know if I prefer ultra strong or ultra soft. But here's the poll. You can all vote now. I just hate when you go somewhere and the toilet paper is like one ply.
Paper thin, yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, you can't reasonably use one sheet of toilet paper here unless you want shit all over your hand. And so you have to, like, roll the entire... Like, you have to roll, like, 8 pieces around your hand to reasonably, do your biz. Sorry to get so butthole adjacent about this, but it's just it's the fact of the matter is that, it's the reality of using toilet paper.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a bad time unless I use Ultra Soft. I'll leave it at that, but...
That's fair. I could go with either. I'm not really going to complain. As long as it's not one ply, I really don't care.
I'll take Ultra Strong over, like, sandpaper,
right.
One ply.
I mean, what is the implication of ultra strong? It doesn't tear easily as you wipe, whereas ultra soft is like a kiss on your butthole. I really don't know. I feel like I don't know which I've used.
I think it doesn't tear as easily as you wipe. I think that's the whole. Bidets are goated. I need to.
Have you used one?
Bidets. No, I haven't. I'm afraid that I will get the wrong kind and I'll fuck it up somehow.
Yeah, Shane, I used one for the first time. I think 2 years ago in the Bahamas.
Right? Yeah.
It wasn't the only option, but I was like, I might as well try the bidet. I was a little let down by it because I just thought it would be more of like a spiritual experience, but it really wasn't. Like, it just made your butt's wet now, and you go about your day after that. I guess I expected it to be a bit more of an event. But so all this to say, you're not missing a ton by not using the bidet. But maybe it's like a bucket list thing. Like try it once.
Yeah. I was actually recommended a bidet by somebody else. Shout out to Neosai.
Wow. Neosai in the DMs with the bidet tips?
He's like, I didn't mean to send that. I'm like, no, wait.
That's so funny. Neosai's great. He interviewed me for a project that he's doing. Hopefully.
Oh, nice. He's interviewing me tomorrow for that same thing.
Oh, cool. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Ultra Soft won the poll, and I think Charmin wins over whoever the fuck, Corporal.
What was the other one? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Are we taking longer on the bears? I feel like we are.
We are, because I have 45 minutes left, and we're
all
still
right. So let's cruise. If you got a piece, I can obviously pick up the back end here. So
sure.
Don't worry about that. The country bears from the ride. Oh god, they're so hideous. From 1971, from Disneyland or World, wherever it first originated.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, this is from the movie, I think.
Are they?
Or is this? Yeah,
you know what?
This is them at the red carpet.
Yeah, so it's the promotional shit for the movie, which actually had HJO in it as Barry the Bear, I believe.
Oh gosh, okay. Is that the little one with the backpack?
I believe so. Yeah.
In the time zone or the time frame that would have been.
Yeah. Now, Beware comes from Pokemon Sun and Moon, which, probably
cute.
Yeah, Beware is very cute. I never loved Gen 7 of Pokemon, but I never had any qualms with Beware. I got no beef with this guy, whereas the Country Bears are nightmare fuel. I hate them.
They are. I think we gotta get the
fast track,
because I recognize this bear. I've seen this bear before.
Right. And I recognize the country bears as well, but they are my sleep paralysis demons.
Not consensually.
Yeah, I do not recognize them by choice. Yeah.
Yeah, they just came to me one night and
ruined my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So goodbye, country bears. Beware the lower seed. That's fine.
Yeah.
Snorlax, another Pokemon, Gen 1 versus Fatty Bear from the humongous game Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've had another humongous bear earlier in the bracket. Shane, have you ever... I feel like we've discussed this recently, but refresh my memory.
We'll do it in front of chat now.
Yeah. Have you played Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise?
This is not one of the humongous games I've played now.
Yeah, so I did not grow up with this, but a couple years ago, there was a Steam sale of all the humongous games, and this came along with every humongous game ever, basically, besides the backyard sports games.
Too, yeah.
So I owned it, and I was like, I'm trying to clear out my backlog. Well, Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise is a short one. Let's check it out. It is such a fucking trip, dude. It is so weird. It takes place entirely at night in this house while a girl is asleep. It's the girl's birthday. It's not Fatty Bear's birthday. And you're setting up a party to surprise this girl, and you're going around the house collecting stuff. Fatty Bear whispers in this creepy little tone the entire game. To be honest, I didn't care for it. I like humongous games, didn't care for it.
I guess there's a thing where you can decorate a cake, because I'm seeing pictures on the Steam page.
Yes.
And the first one is a cake that says death is inevitable, and I'm like, oh, it's this kind of game, okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's that kind of game where you can customize, make a nihilistic cake.
Your parents didn't do shit. It was all me, the bear.
Exactly.
Which did I know? Okay.
Is that what the cake said that you just like?
That's right. A bunch of these cakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are perfect.
Yeah, the parents did nothing. I think they may have bought a puppy, but the puppy escapes in the night, and Fatty Bear has to recollect the puppy and put it back in the box.
He does the work for everything. Oh my gosh, MVP, most very bear. Yeah,
very honorable stuff from Fatty Bear. I think the reason why there were no future Fatty Bear games is because his name is Fatty Bear, and
that might be why.
Kind of a weird name to give your character. So I'm fine with putting Snorlax ahead. He's the most iconic Pokemon.
I never thought of Snorlax as a bear. I'm just like, oh, that's just a Snorlax. That's
the thing. I read recently that Snorlax is actually based on both a Game Freak employee and Kirby. That's the origin story. Kirby was kind of a similar, vibe of very circular, loves to eat.
Okay.
And there was a Game Freak employee who was kind of I guess kind of looked like Snorlax. So it's kind of a fusion of those two things is what made Snorlax.
I'm very curious as what this Game Freak employee looked like.
Yeah, I saw it recently in a video. I can't remember where, but if I remember, I'll share it. But yeah, Snorlax moves on.
Yep,
we guys trying to speed up here. Coda from Brother Bear versus Maple from Debitsu no Mori, Animal Crossing. Oh God, why is Coda giving us this face? I don't really like Brother Bear or Coda that much. Chat's blowing up with Maple.
Yeah, I was gonna say Coda reminds me of like Dash from The Incredibles, like that kind of personality. Like
Ooh,
I'm hot shit.
That is such a good pull chain. That is so true. And they came out like probably within a year of each other, right? And good for them.
Yeah, Incredibles was 05.
Yeah, 05 or 04.
Probably around that time. 04.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I much prefer Dash over Coda. I mean, Coda, I don't know. I find him to be a bit of a bummer, especially in Brother Bear 2, which I had to watch for the cheapquel. Maple, I've never had her as a villager, but what a cutie patootie.
She's cute. Yeah. I love her sweater.
Yeah, great sweater. I feel like she'd get along great with Smokey the Bear. All about the trees.
Fuck it, Maple.
Yeah, Maple. Shane, are you okay if I take a quick pee break?
Go piss, girl.
All right, thank you so much. I'm dying here.
Yeah.
I will be right back. Hang tight.
You're good.
Okay, we are.
Oh, welcome back.
It was It wasn't a long piss. My girlfriend. I said to my girlfriend, "Babe, I'm pretty drunk right now," and she said, "Well, give me a kiss." So I did. I had to go across the living room to give kiss. All right.
Did you get your water too?
I did not, unfortunately. It wasn't like the friendship tier list revenge video. All right, we got Baloo from Jungle Book. Originally from the book by Rudyard Kipling, 1894. Although we're using the famous Disney Baloo. Versus the Bear Gang from Sing. Never seen Sing. Have you?
I did back once in theaters.
Okay. How was it?
It was fine. I think it was pretty good.
Okay.
If you have never seen American Idol in your life, I think you'd be very inspired by it.
Right.
But if you've seen at least one episode of American Idol, it's like, yep, this is America's Got Talent or American Idol, and
but with
I've
animals.
heard this story before.
Right.
But with animals, yeah.
Gotcha. So is there like a Kelly Clarkson that of the Sing franchise?
There's there's never a 1-to-1. I wish there was like a Simon Cowell animal,
or like a Sanjaya or a William Hung.
Right. Yeah.
Do people in chat? Yeah. Do people in chat know who William Hung is when I say that? Like, I know some. Like, there are people older than us in here that will obviously know, but I feel like William Hung. Regular GF is a year younger than me, and she had no idea of like who William Hung is.
Vodka, were you a Sanjaya stan? Like, I feel like that checks. That
Buffoon recognizes Simon. Okay, we have some affirmatives.
I was gonna say Simon Cowell is the most famous out of anybody.
Yeah, for sure. Let's advance Baloo over the Bear Gang, right?
No, I agree.
I mean, again, Jungle Book, not one of my favorites. It's one of those 60s scratchy style animation Disney movies, but I love the "I Want to Be Like You" song, which I don't think Baloo sings. Maybe he does a little bit, but he is like a part of that in a major way.
The dancing,
yeah, the dancing, the animation. So, a memorable Disney song there for me. So, blue advances. We have Fozzie Bear at the 1 seed versus Burple Bear, who is like a background character from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
I watch so much Foster's, I don't recognize this purple fucker.
Okay,
I don't know her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I watched like a tiny bit of Foster. Like, I wasn't really a Cartoon Network kid, but occasionally if Foster's came on, I'd watch an episode, usually at like a friend's house or something. But like, yeah, this brings up no memories for me. I feel like, Shane, I don't know if I'm like making this up. I feel like you're a big Muppets guy. Maybe not a big Muppets guy, but I feel like you have an appreciation for the Muppets.
I definitely have an appreciation for the Muppets.
Yeah.
I don't like. I don't feel like I have an intense knowledge like a lot of people do. But they make me happy.
Yeah, I mean, I did not really. I don't know why, but I didn't really like. I grew up with Sesame Street, but not really a big Muppets guy as a kid.
Sure.
I've seen the Muppets show at Disney World, which I feel like they got rid of that. I could be wrong. Maybe if they haven't, they're going to. Maybe
June, yeah.
Oh, but I was gonna say Buffoon will tell me if like it's been gone for 5 years. You fucking idiot.
No, it's coming up.
Okay, gotcha. So rip to the Muppets show. But Fozzie Bear, like, I like his vibe. Like, he's the comedian. He's got his one-liners. I feel pretty simpatico with just like trying to make folks laugh. I feel like he's not often actually funny, so I also relate to that. Yeah, Fozzie Bear over this fucking no-name from Foster's for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Easy peasy. Okay. Let's see. Next up, Mordu, the villain bear from Brave, versus Teddy Ruxpin, the villain bear from the 80s childhood. God,
what is this?
What a creepy little fuck. So I didn't own a Teddy Ruxpin, but
no, I never. I was. Seen this.
I want to say like it could be like from maybe like an angry video game nerd or like some other like online creator.
Sure.
I became aware of Teddy Ruxpin. It was like a bear toy from the 80s that like would say things and move around a little bit. I actually do remember, to call back to Ted, I remember in the film Ted, God, calling Ted a film is like way too like Ted is a movie.
It's a movie, yeah.
Not a film. But there's a scene where Marky Mark like threatens to replace, or like he's like, I wish that I got a Teddy Ruxpin instead of you, Ted. So like to be compared to Teddy Ruxpin is like a huge insult in the Tediverse.
Okay. I was very prepared when you said Mordu. I'm like, that's nothing. It's got to be whatever the other one is. But like,
yeah.
It's Mordu. I will say, like, it was made because all Mordu is this like ominous presence, and he's an asshole. Like, he's an asshole.
He's just a bear.
He's just a bear.
You know, you've seen. I mean, I've seen. Have you seen, Shane? Fox and the Hound.
Been quite a few years, but
do you recall towards the end of the film? Or is it fair to call Fox and the Hound a film? More fair to call it that than Ted.
More than Ted, yeah.
There's a scene where the dog or the fox fights a big bear, and that's all this is. It's the same thing, except CG now.
Yep.
And that is horrifying, Apollo. I agree. I probably should have put that bear on here because that bear I found very scary as a kid. Mordu and Brave, I was not exposed to until I think I watched this post-pandemic. Even I think I watched it for the World Watch. So Brave sure was a movie. It sure is a Pixar film. I really have like, it's just like the definition of, man, I sure did watch that, and it was not bad, but it was not good.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about Brave.
Brave too.
So like Teddy Ruxpin, I've never owned one. I've at least watched Brave, so I don't know. Maybe we should advance Mordu just based on that.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think, and I'm not a fan of the design of Mr. Ruxpin.
Yeah, he's got this little vest, these maybe jean shorts. I don't know if it's working for him. I don't know if he's pulling it off.
His hair fucks me up too. He has hair, but he's furry. He's a bear.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, he's a bear, but he's got like a head of hair that's separate from the fur. I don't love that.
Yeah.
So I guess Mordu, because he does more, as T-Mac says.
He do more.
Mordu do more. All right, Corduroy from 1968 versus Pangoro from Pokemon X and Y 2013.
Ooh, I like his cape.
Corduroy, I remember this just being a book that I would see on the shelves all the time at the library in elementary school.
I don't remember reading this, but yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like I could have read it, but maybe also not. I don't really know what Corduroy's gist is. I assume maybe the whole book is about looking for his lost button, and here we have him finding it. If anyone has any big Corduroy takes in the chat, let me know. I will say, when I play Pokemon X and Y, I did use a Pangoro on my team. As Shane says, I love his cape. I love his, like, Sid-esque little thing that he's chewing on. I believe he's a dark fighting type. I love that typing. So, personally, I have more of a connection to Pangoro. But Corduroy does scratch a bit of a nostalgic itch, although, again, I couldn't tell you that much about him, so...
Yeah, potential spoilers for Corduroy, yeah. It was definitely like, that was definitely one of the books that was on the shelf when the Scholastic Book Fair would come through, but it was... but, you know, I feel like I don't have a say in this fight because I don't know Pangoro, I don't... Okay. So I feel like because you're at least net positive toward Pangoro rather than Corduroy, I'm fine with advancing Pangoro.
Again, Corduroy, by far the more famous of the bears here.
Yes.
You know, I like Pangoro more, and I guess that's what it is. This is all about what Patty likes now. So
you're in Patty's world.
That's right. We're advancing Pangoro. Pangoro is a legend. All these Pokemon haters, shut the fuck up, says Buffoon. All right, I don't want to be against Buffoon on this because clearly he's got the fire regarding Pangoro. So, all right, two things that we both definitely know here. We have Lotso Huggin' Bear from Toy Story 3 versus Kuma Panda from Dream Drop Distance. I mean, it's Lotso.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Like,
I do love Kuma Panda. I love his
he's fine.
You can go like the flow motion thing. You can spin around him. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Kuma Panda smells like strawberries. I don't know.
Why? What makes you speculate that?
I'm saying, well, Lotso does. Like that's.
Gotcha.
I'm like, I wonder if Kuma does. Like,
I wonder if he has like an assigned scent. No, Kuma Panda's fine. You remember how Riku killed 2 spirit Kuma Pandas that belong to V?
I think about that often.
Yeah, I probably every night before I go to bed.
Especially after the
Union Cross
whole Union Cross. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of fucked up.
Great call from Draconic. Lotso is a double crossing cock.
He is a double crossing cock, and it is such like it's kind of a fun reveal. I think.
You know what?
This was at the start of the twist villain era.
Yeah.
But I feel like
it got stale.
One of the better ones. Yeah, I think this was one of the better ones. Personally.
And is it wrong to say that I think he might be the best Toy Story villain? Like, there's only 4, right? And even that, it's like it's hard to really call. Like, was it Gabby Abby from 4?
She's angry,
right? And she gets like she turns over a new leaf. But like against the Prospector Stinky Pete, I don't know. Like I feel like Lotso is just like, you know, Stinky Pete is also. Yeah, there's more to Lotso. He's got like a backstory. I feel like Stinky Pete does as well. I don't really remember. But Sid's just a boy, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking of like Zurg.
Oh, that too. I forgot about Zurg. But he's like a villain in like the in-universe Buzz Lightyear media, you know.
He's cool looking, but yeah, that's what he's got going for him.
Let's put Lotso above Kuma.
Yep, I'd agree.
Which, by the way, Kuma is Japanese for bear, right? So
bear,
its name is Bear Panda.
Spelled different, but yeah.
Yeah, spelled different. We have another Pokemon, Beartic, Pokemon Black and White. Another 403 here.
Yeah, I know. I keep hearing that too. It's like
versus Yogi's companion, Boo Boo Bear.
Oh, I clicked the wrong one. My bad.
You know,
no, it's Oyo. You're going down one.
Is this?
Oh, I missed it.
It's these two.
Oh, Ojo, the
Ojo. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Bear's, I guess, like adoptive daughter from Bear in the Big Blue House. So it's Ojo versus Bear.
Oh, okay. This is the potentially question mark child. Bear.
Yeah, we don't know. Apparently, she plays guitar. I don't remember that being part of her shtick, but good for Ojo. Yeah, I don't care about Beartic at all. I'm looking at his design right now. Like, why does he have like a big ice bush?
I was looking at his cone head, and then I looked down, and I'm like, oh.
Like, the idea... So, the etymology of Beartic is, like... He's an Arctic bear, but I think, like, the bear part of the name is also meant to represent, like, beard. You know what I mean? Like, bear... like beard tick, because he's got like this ice beard, but also he has like this giant ice bush.
Yeah,
like, why they do that? Why they make like only that part of his body like more fluffy? And Yoshi hypothesizes that his beard might also be frozen snot, which is disgusting.
I hate that.
I hate him. I don't think I'm not like a big like Pokemon design critic, but this sucks. I hate Beartick.
Yeah.
Ojo is a sweet little bean, so we're gonna advance Ojo.
She plays the guitar. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her. Happy Women's History Month. And yeah, you know what, Shane? I don't know if you're familiar with the pre-evolution of Beartick named Cubchoo.
I'm not.
I will pull up an image of that on stream for you.
Sure.
Cubchoo. Adorable. Let's see. Right here. You know, also associated with like a very snot adjacent Pokemon.
I hate like it's cute. I love it. The snot thing as a character design ruins every character design. Like the fucking turnip seller from
Animal Crossing. Yeah, Daisy May.
I cannot look. Yeah. I cannot look at her. I think she's adorable. I love her. I do not like that in a character design. Snot grosses me out. It's
not great, but I would still prefer Cubchoo to Beartick because at least like it's not part of its facial structure, like the beard. It's just like you could reasonably like wipe this bear's nose, but I feel like with Beartick that's a part of the whole experience. Anyway,
yes, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Unless it's like Charmander, where like if you get rid of that, it dies or some shit.
Yeah, I don't like. Jury is out on whether or not wiping Cubchoo's nose would kill it. I don't think it would.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, next up, Boo Boo Bear versus the Panda King from Sly 1. Jane, I feel like I asked you this earlier in the stream, but have you played any of the Slys?
But I played Sly 1 back in college. I don't really... The bosses aren't memorable for me. I don't know if it was... I wasn't paying attention, or it's just been too long, or they were bad, but I don't remember this guy's deal.
I do feel like, from what little I've gleaned of, Sly fans being in my chat, I feel like Panda King is a pretty beloved Sly character, at least as far as, like, the villains go. Boo Boo is what would you like? What is Boo Boo's main personality trait? I don't really know how to describe Boo Boo.
I think he has the same voice. I think he has like a very similar voice to a Droopy Dog.
Oh, okay.
And he's kind of the same personality. It's like kind of just like chill fucker. Definitely has had definitely smoked dank.
Right. Definitely took an edible that he found in the picnic basket.
Yeah, and he's like, I feel like he's got that Garfield personality of like kind of a little shit, but not like annoying little shit. He's just like, I'm
he's cool not a Scrappy Doo.
No, couldn't be.
Right. So like, I didn't really grow up watching too much Hanna-Barbera, like the occasional Scooby-Doo here and there. So I don't So I don't really have a huge tie to Boo Boo or any of the Yogi universe. I'm fine with Panda King advancing just because look at his pants. He's got the Guy Fieri pants.
It's cool. Yeah.
He has bullets on his shirt.
I feel like those are useful.
Yeah.
They're practical,
Right. All right, only 2 more matches in the first round here. Then we'll speed. We have Kenai from also Brother Bear. You can't have one Brother Bear and not the other brother. Although they're not brothers, come to think of it. Kenai is the brother... Oh,
right, that's the bear you met. Right.
Kenai is brothers with the bear that... No, wait, what am I trying to say?
The hunter guy. The hunter
Yeah. But there's a third brother that's killed by a bear.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
In the prologue, there's a dead brother, and then there's the 2 other human brothers. Kenai turns into a bear, and the other brother that's left over is trying to hunt the bear because he thinks that bears all gotta die because they killed his brother.
It's super racism.
Right.
But also understandable because it's bears.
Oh, we have a Disney matchup again. This is Kenai versus Bongo from Fun and Fancy Free, the part that's not famous.
Yeah, it is. I watched this like last year, and this
Oh,
has
okay.
a very similar story to Dumbo, where it was a wild animal that was captured, sent to work in the circus, and then tries to go back to its mom.
And I remember, like, Bongo has, like, a love interest, and maybe, like, there's a bully?
Oh, yeah, I think that's somehow involved as well. Not memorable, like you said.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, this is a cute little... One of them cute cartoons, and then that's it. That's all.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I owned Fun and Fancy Free on VHS as a kid, and I would always have my parents skip through the Bongo part.
Honestly, I can't blame you.
So...
It's... I didn't... Was Funny Fair... Was that also the one with the giant... The Jack and the
Yes,
Beanstalk?
Willie the Giant. That's in the Mickey.
The Giant, yeah.
Goofy part, yeah.
The freaky looking ventriloquist dummy.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, I talked about that in... it was a Patreon video, actually. But yes. But here's the thing, like, I don't really fuck with Brother Bear that much either, so what do we do? Do you have, like...
Yeah,
this is all on you, Shane.
Yeah, Brother Bear, haven't seen it since theaters. It is very pretty looking. I'm now realizing
It does look. I mean, obviously, this is 2000s. This is the 40s.
Oh, not a contrast. I'm saying in general. I'm like, kind of pretty.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like Bongo has been done with Dumbo.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Brother Bear goes through this whole arc of being.
I'm being too harsh on the Brothers Bear.
Yeah, he goes through this whole arc of accepting that bears are people too, and they shouldn't be hunted. And it makes me go, wow, maybe we shouldn't kill bears. And now I'm older, and I'm like, you know what? We should definitely kill bears if we encounter them.
I haven't killed a bear in 3, maybe 4 years, Shane. So I feel like the movie had an impact on me, at least for a time.
Didn't you play Dream Drop last year?
That's true, I did.
There you go.
Let's advance Kenai. Final round, or final matchup in the round of 64, we have the Three Bears of Goldilocks and the Three Bears fame. 1837 is the earliest reference we have. Versus, I don't know what this is, Rilakuma from San X.
I've seen this around. I didn't know it had a name.
Me too. I just was like, oh, it's a generic bear plushie.
It's a generic, like, probably Japanese bear. Like,
yeah,
it's in the name, so it's probably Japanese. Like,
and I had always...
and such.
I had assumed it was like part of like the Hello Kitty dynasty, but I don't think that's the case.
And not a Sanrio thing?
No, it's San X, which is the edgy version of Sanrio.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, I made that up.
Okay.
The Three Bears, right? I mean, I feel like they've proliferated into just how we talk about like, oh, the Goldilocks standard, like this is just right. I know we're more so referring to Goldilocks when we make that sort of comparison, but Three Bears are part of that story. And they're very kind as to not eat Goldilocks.
That's
when
true.
They find her in their abode.
They very much could have. They're like, all we have is this shit porridge. And
right.
Like, you know what?
Let's get some protein in this porridge.
I'm just now remembering. I'm having flashbacks to my childhood. There was this book called like Stinky Cheese Man or some shit. And it was like and it was like if they took children's like stories and like Goldilocks and shit, and they made it and they tried to like parody it, make it funny for 5th graders and put jokes in it. And I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever.
That is reason alone, I think, to advance the Three Bears. At least you have some memory.
The three bears have a legacy as well. They were hoodwinked. They got
that's
true.
They were
Shrek.
Yeah. They've made so many appearances because it's the same bear actors that have been doing these roles.
Hoodwinked?
I have seen. Anyway. I think so. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I kind of oddly liked Hoodwinked. I feel like it's a bad movie, but I liked it as a kid. So. All right, we can breeze through Winnie the Pooh versus Ursaring. We're in round of 32 now.
Yeah, but I think we know who's winning this.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a race for the final 4.
Who wins the CO award though?
I guess we'll find that out. That's really yeah.
Little Bear versus the Coca-Cola polar bears. Close seed lines here. I mean. I personally have more of a connection to Little Bear. Ooh, do you remember the commercial with it was the Little Bear Orajel toothpaste commercial?
Oh yeah,
there's that. Little Bear practices good dental hygiene, which is the opposite of the Coca-Cola bears.
Yeah,
want to drown your
Coke.
teeth in sugar water.
Sugar and capitalism and
I love that two people
child
in chat,
labor.
Yeah, child labor as well. I love that two people in chat said Orajel training toothpaste at the same time.
Both with exclamation points.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so good.
Amazing. So I lean towards Little Bear. I know
I'm
that the
fine with that.
Coca-Cola bears are more iconic, but like I know nothing of them besides that they peddle soda.
No
I guess
more.
Little Bear peddles toothpaste, but he also like has a show, you know?
Yeah,
and
I think he's
friends.
got books too.
Books
Question mark?
probably as well. That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
So
I'm
sorry
from
if that
Little
upsets
Bear.
anyone. Yeah. Polar versus Smokey, sort of like two opposite climates here.
Yeah. Well, they both don't want fires, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Neither would be thrilled about a fire. So
Yeah.
at least they have that in common. I mean, again, I have more experience with Polar.
Sure.
But I've also, I like to think, I can't really fully provide proof of this, but I think I've prevented several forest fires by simply not lighting a match or any other source of fire in a forest. Am I not part of, kind of a hero in that way? That
I know not to set the forest on fire.
Right, exactly.
Taught me.
So
I had a whole middle school play on it. It was
did
wild.
you really?
Yeah. Well, sort of, kind of. I made a joke in a. We had an America's Got Talent thing, and we did a comedy skit, for middle schoolers, so it was quality. And somebody came up and they're like, "You only you can prevent forest fires," and I'm like, "Well, you can start them too, idiot." And that was my and we got advanced to the next round. So I think I owe Smokey Bear to my success.
So I feel like I have the lips on screen again.
I see the phone scroll.
I just feel like I don't know. Smokey is the more famous bear. I've known of Smokey longer than I have known of Polar. I lean Smokey, but
I'm fine. No, I'll lean Smokey too.
Okay.
I can think about it for like 5 more minutes if you want to have his lips on the screen for longer. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'll go with Smokey.
I feel like chat's not gonna love that because I feel like Polar's got some.
Oh, they're fighting us.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Two of them. Only two of them. Only Apollo and
Draconic. I'm
Who's
sorry.
Polar? See?
Look at
Who's
see.
Polar?
Okay, so now we have I feel like it's the silent majority who's like, I don't know who this fucking polar bear is, but I'm afraid to say that I don't know. But now they're not afraid. They feel bolstered.
I've seen three people being like, "Who the heck is Polar?"
Right.
So
Okay. Gummy bears versus Care Bears. That's an easy Care Bears for me.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
You're like, oh, what is your Care Bear power? What is your gummy bear flavor? Who
Right.
cares?
No. Nobody. I don't know. Lime. Like, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Paddington versus Moneybags. Okay. Me personally, it's
Sure.
Moneybags.
I know it is for you.
I fully understand that Paddington is like the more popular, more lovable bear. But
Paddington is also like morally correct.
Yeah,
I
Paddington's
feel like.
not like doing highway robbery.
That's true. You know what we haven't had in a while? I think chat's getting thirsty. Should we put that up to a poll again? Because I think you're leading Moneybags. I'm putting Paddington.
Oh,
Money.
I was literally typing in it already. So yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Because I was gonna say I really if it's up to me, my favorite bear. If it's Pat's favorite bear bracket, things look different. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. Yeah.
So people are voting. It's tied right now. We will move on to our next one.
Yeah,
while
let's come back.
That poll finishes out. Herbert versus Freddy.
Herbert and Freddy. Ooh, that's wild.
Yeah, they're both kind of like villain-esque bears, right? Right, because Freddy Fazbear is not like an ally.
I wouldn't think so, unless there's some other plot
maybe
twist
to the LGBTQ
later.
community. That's
yes.
That's remains to be seen. But as for an ally to the player character, I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally, Herbert the bear from Club Penguin is more important to me, but I recognize that Freddy Fazbear is more famous.
You know what, Pat? I've come to the conclusion this is about us. No
You're
one else
right.
is scary. It's me and you.
Right. You're right. It's not like there's 70-something people that also have a stake in this. It's about us. And so while the poll says Paddington, I might fuck around.
Okay, hold on. No, I was referring to Herbert and Freddy.
Okay.
It's like we can we can advance Herbert. I think
All right.
like we're here. I think the chat is gonna be so mad at us, but you know what? Who cares about chat?
I could totally like.
They pay you, I know, but like
yeah, they
don't pay me, and I have no obligation.
That's true. I'm willing to let go of Moneybags, but it's close. Like it's 11 votes versus 13, and like I at least have a history with Moneybags, whereas I really don't with Paddington. But the chat,
See,
I mean, it's one vote off, 2 votes off now. I'm like Paddington seems like a lovely fella, so I'm not like it's actually a dead tie at the end here.
Oh, fucking hell!
Now, if I bring regular GF in, she would vote for Moneybags because she's played Spyro.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
So listen, you guys made your own bed.
That's right.
Moneybags. It's just Chesh versus Elsa again. Buffoon didn't vote. Give it to Moneybags. Okay.
There we go. All
right, Little John versus Banjo. The easiest Banjo of my life.
Little John versus Banjo. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Does Little John also play a banjo? I feel like that's not outside the realm of possibility.
I'm sure he could, but no. You're thinking
if he really applied himself, he could.
I'm sure he could. Not well, but I'm sure if he went to.
You know what?
This is the route I want to go instead of thievery. It's the rooster you're thinking of that plays the.
You're right. You're right.
Mandolin? I don't know what instrument that is.
Yeah, some string instrument.
David Russell's here. You can correct me on instruments.
Yeah, and Greenie, thank you for gifting a sub to David.
Hey, thank you, Greenie.
1404 from Greenie, the fucking ledge. Right. Legend supporting legends right there. 2 green guys, actually. I don't know if we've ever had this crossover. You got Greenie the Goblin and Green the Requiem. I don't know if they've ever even interacted in chat before. Obviously, they know each other in real life, but like in the chat, I don't know if they've ever been there at the same time.
I know they're both going to reconnect, so they will at least acknowledge each other in some capacity.
Dude, I gotta shit or get off the pot on that. I feel like I need to just buy the ticket.
You do. Yes, you do.
All right.
You know what I'm gonna tell you, but
yeah. Shane again has a hard out at 9, so let's go.
Yeah, I say as I'm the one actively keeping us here.
Okay. Stitches versus Yogi Bear. Like again, I don't give a shit about Yogi Bear. I love Stitches.
Let's go Stitches.
Okay.
We love Stitches.
Sorry, again, what the criteria is not clear. If PJ were here, he'd be having a conniption because what have we established? Nothing.
He was invited and he didn't show up, so he doesn't get to have an opinion.
Great point. It's complete Calvin Ball here in the bear bracket. It's my favorite bear now. That's what I've decided.
That's Poe.
Poe versus the sea bear.
We both went silent.
I know because I'm thinking. Got my thinking
I know
face
because
on.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, shit. This was not as easy as I thought.
I really don't know.
I feel like Poe is still an icon. I feel like Poe.
Yep.
Sea Bear's a really good bit and then leaves. Poe
That's true.
has several good bits.
Yeah, it's one bit in a great episode. I have seen it. I have not seen Kung Fu Panda, but knowing of Kung Fu Panda, knowing Jack Black, I feel like that's enough to put Poe ahead there. It would be kind of a shame for Poe to lose to like a 1-episode SpongeBob, one-off character.
Yeah, exactly.
Bear from Big Blue House versus the Big Blue Shitting Bears. Bear.
Bear House.
Yeah, House Bear.
House of Big Blue fame. Yeah.
Yeah. Beware versus Snorlax. I mean, it's hard to not give it to the Pokemon bear. Is Beware cuter than Snorlax? Yes.
I do like. Beware is very cute. I appreciate it, but Snorlax is an icon. Like anytime I think of,
he's not cute. Snorlax.
What do you like when you think of Snorlax? Like, what do you think of like his role? Do you think of him blocking the road, or do you think of him like? I tend to mash you.
I was gonna say, I do tend to think of him as road blocking, but he does have an iconic Pokeball appearance in Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's the first thing I think of.
But and Buffoon pointed out, Beware.
Favorite Pokemon is Snorlax.
Okay. That is news. Buffoon said that Beware, if they were fighting, Beware would have the type advantage over Snorlax because Beware is part fighting.
Oh, it is a shame that this guy is 500 fucking pounds heavier and
doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fighting was never a contender. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
And we're like, we decided against
that. I think Buffoon's saying if you were to take their types in the game, like their Pokemon types.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's how Beware has the advantage. But again, Snorlax, 500 pounds, he's gonna shake that shit off. I think he's probably more than 500.
and the Sherman Bears are gonna teach him how to wipe that ass off. You know.
Let me get the Snorlax poundage. He is 1,014 pounds.
I underestimated him.
For you Brits, 460 kilograms. So, all right. We have Maple versus Baloo. You know, even though I'm not a big Jungle Book guy, and I've definitely experienced more Animal Crossing than Jungle Book, I feel like Baloo is kind of iconic.
Yeah, he is. Want to be like you.
Advancing that over Maple. Fozzie Bear over Mordew. That's Fozzie.
Oh, yeah, Fozzie.
Okay. Pangoro over Lotso. I'm fine with Lotso there.
Lotso, yep.
Okay. We're cruising.
Yeah, we cruising.
Ojo versus the Panda King.
This is all you, buddy. You've interacted with these mediums.
Right. I am more of an Ojo stan than Panda King. I grew up with Ojo. Ojo is like a bear sister to me across the TV screen.
I respect that.
And so I feel much more of a kinship with Ojo. Kenai versus the Three Bears. I think it's the Three Bears. The Goldilocks Bears. Okay, sorry Kenai. Sorry Joaquin Phoenix, I believe, was the voice.
Oh, that's fun.
Really, I could be wrong. It's wait, is it the? Oh, God, I need to look this up now.
Joaquin Phoenix of Survivor Worlds Apart lore.
Joaquin Soberbiel.
Yeah, I don't know his last name, but I'm like, oh, Joaquin. Those are the only two Joaquins I've ever heard of.
Yeah, those are the two main Joaquins. Pooh over Little Bear.
Yep.
Pooh started this whole genre of being a bear in a fictional land with one human cast
Is he the oldest bear in this entire bracket?
No, because the Three Bears are from the early 1800s.
Oh, right, yes. You're right.
And also, I think Winnie the Pooh is predated by Baloo as well from the original Jungle Book book.
Oh, that's
Winnie
true.
might be the third.
He's up there,
bear.
definitely.
He's definitely top quarter of oldest bears here. Smokey Bear versus the Care Bears.
It kind of hurts because it's 1 versus like 10.
Yeah, like
it's where it's kind of difficult, but
here's the thing.
Oh, Desmond the Moon Bear. I forgot about Desmond.
Desmond the Moon Bear. What is he from?
Estif movie.
Oh, Desmond the Moon Bear. I got it. How did I get here? Yeah. I remember. I think I lean Care Bears towards this, actually. I just feel like they're more fun. I feel like more people probably recognize the Care Bears. If there was a forest fire...
I think everybody that could identify one of these can identify the other one.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, they're both... I mean, they're high seeds here. I do think, like, if there were to be a forest fire, there is a Care Bear with, like, rain on his stomach that he could solve the forest fire. Whereas, like, what does Smokey have? Just, like, actual... I mean, what does he have? He just tells you not...
He's the one that forewarns you. He's the shadow of the night that tells you of the horrors of the day. He's the ghost of forest fire past.
Let's take a look at those lips again.
Yeah, whereas the Care Bears are the ones actively helping you and telling you...
I agree. Yeah, Care Bears preach more morals than don't start forest fires.
Yeah, that's...
You can learn a lot from those bears.
I agree.
Bears even. All right, Care Bears over Smokey. Young Cub, thank you for the 100 bits. 2 minutes left. Okay. We got Moneybags versus Herbert. Moneybags for me.
Yep, that's fine. Shout out to the Penguin.
Banjo versus Stitches. Oh, I like Stitches more, but like I like Banjo a little bit. Banjo's more important. I think I'm fine with Banjo.
Banjo's fine, yeah.
Okay. Poe versus Bear from Big Blue House. For me, it's Bear.
I'm fine with. I can live with that.
Shane's like, I have to go, so.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, that's good. Yep, that's good. Yep,
Snorlax versus Baloo. I'm going Snorlax.
Snorlax, good.
Okay. Fozzie Bear versus Lotso.
Fozzie.
Yeah, sorry, Lotso.
Yeah, a good contender though.
Ojo versus the Three Bears. I think it's the Three Bears.
Yeah, it's the Three Bears.
They're iconic. All right. Round of we're in the round of the Elite Eight now. Winnie the Pooh versus Care Bears. Winnie the Pooh.
I'm just pushing buttons for you now.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is this already?
I got
it's not loading in properly. Why the hell is it not loading in properly?
Oh.
whatever. Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the fucking Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the fucking Pooh.
Maybe since I pressed it, I don't know. Anyway.
That's all right. Moneybags versus Banjo. Oh.
Video game bears.
Video game bears. It should be Banjo. I'm willing to let go of Moneybags here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We have Bear of Big Blue House versus Snorlax. I think at this point I have to go Snorlax.
Snorlax, yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Fozzie versus the Three Bears. I think this is where the Three Bears get put out to pasture.
I agree. I think this is where Fozzie takes over.
I think this is where Fozzie poisons the porridge.
That's right.
It's Fozzie.
And all three of them made it.
Waka Waka.
Waka Waka.
Winnie the Pooh versus Banjo.
It's Pooh.
Yeah, it's Pooh.
Pooh for me. Yeah.
Pooh is always gonna win. I mean, Pooh's gonna win.
I don't know why I don't know why it took that long to think of that. It's like, yeah,
me too. Snorlax versus Fozzie. I mean, I have more of a history with Snorlax, but Fozzie's obviously more iconic. Fozzie's got jokes. Snorlax just sits there.
He blocks the road. He's an active menace.
Right.
And
Which we
all know Pooh's taking it.
Yeah. It's the final round is Pooh versus Fozzie. It's really hard to imagine a world where this wasn't going to be Winnie the Pooh, but like, what a lovable little sticky fuck. I love Winnie the Pooh.
I do too.
If I were to I've never done the exercise of like ranking Disney characters, but like,
it's up there.
I'm a grown man, but like Winnie the Pooh is so pleasant and charming. Like I struggle to see a universe where he's not in the top 10 for me.
Oh, 100%. I think the whole. I feel like a good chunk of the cast, but especially Pooh, is up there for me. Yeah,
incredibly likable. I mean, such a vibe. I too am trying to do my stoutness exercises as I creep towards my 30s, So
yeah, I don't do well at them, but at least
yeah, so relatable. And maybe it's because we're KH pilled, but you know what? Like that's what you signed up for, right? You're watching the KH guys do a bracket. You got someone from KH in the bracket, and can you be so surprised and so upset that that's how things shook out? You can't. I mean, you could, but that'd be silly. All right.
That's why we're here.
Shane, I know you got to go.
All good.
We got a big event coming up. Let the people know once again what's going on.
Women's History Month is this month. We need to.
Thank you.
But also, second most important thing that's happening this month, March fucking Caprice.
That's right.
Is happening next week. We are less than a week away. Holy shit! This Sunday, twitch.tv/March Caprice. One word.
Yep.
Or marchcaprice.com to see all the events. The schedule will be coming out. It is technically released, but it will be on our website later this week. You can look forward to the all the shit that we're so working hard on finally coming to fruition.
Nice.
Thank you. It did not roll off Doug's mouth without a word. Our friend Pat here is going to be in it a couple times.
A lot, actually. I think there's times that I'm going to be in it where I don't even remember that I was going to be there. But I'll show up.
Quite a bit.
I have a podcast with PJ debuting during March Caprice. I want to say that's on Saturday, maybe? I will be in the Saturday concert. Night, and I'll be running a Jeopardy game on next Thursday. And I've recorded lines for like 5 or 6 people. There'll be regular pad jump scares all over.
Beautiful.
So if you like me and my voice, you'll get a lot of that during March Caprice as well. Whether you want it or not, it's gonna be there. And Shane, you and the organ, like obviously, I was pulled into the community through the efforts of March Caprice. Before it was called that, it was just Kino DM'd me on KH13 and said, hey, we're putting together this thing. We would love to have your input on this. And that's how I met you guys. And I'm so thankful that he reached out many moons ago, nearly 5 years ago. And you guys do such a great job. I stepped away from really going to the meetings and being a part of the organizer group, but from what I remember of year 1 and a little bit of year 2, I mean, these guys work so hard on this. I know they still work hard on it because they talk about it in spaces that I run in, and I'm so proud of what they're able to put together every year for free. For the good of the community. It's such a positive environment, such a great way to experience new creators and to see what everyone's up to. So I really, yeah, so much so that I called them during their meetings, the meetings that I called them during March Caprice 4 planning last year, which they got back at me for this year. All that to say, really excited for the event, really proud of the people that put it on, and yeah, just good job with everything, Shane, with the event, with the bracket. Thank you so much for donating your time. 4 minutes more than you bargained for. I apologize for that, but thank you so much. I'll let you go.
Baby.
And I'll
I'll say, I'm extending my own time here, so you know what, it's my time.
Yeah.
I want to double back on that and say, I'm so glad that Keynote had reached out to you. If it weren't for Keynote, I would have met you. So shout out to Keynote as well. Hell.
Thanks, Jane. And thanks, Keynote.
It's always fun being on these brackets and being doing, even if it's like doing this one little research for this video. It's like, Shane, does this thing appear in Kingdom Hearts 2? Where it's
and Shane will find it out and get me footage.
And I'm like, fucking find out. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
And so it's always fun being involved in your projects and such. So thanks for always coming to get me and doing these fun little things. I always have a good time here. So
and thank you for providing your knowledge and footage.
Letting us use your name to advertise March Caprice, because you are way more famous than the rest of us. So thanks for using your platform.
Sorry, regular GF stepped in and I was just saying but that's not at all what. No, you guys are your own thing without me. I'm always happy to plug it, but no, it's an amazing thing with or without me talking about it. But thank you so much, Jane, for all those nice words and for being on the bracket with us today.
Yeah. All right, chat. I will see you in chat another day.
Yes.
Pat, I will see you in hell another day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Come to reconnect. Bye, friends.
All right. Bye, Jane. All right, folks. There you have it. That is the bear bracket. Thank you again to Shane for joining us. Thank you to Daisy for making the initial list of bears. Regular GF for helping me fill out the rest of the bear list. She's right here.
Woo! Did Winnie win?
He did, yeah. He won. 1 seed, kind of predictable, but it's about the journey.
It's Winnie.
It's Winnie. You thought it was a rabbit, but it wasn't. It was Winnie. Anyway, you know where to find me. I am on Discord, Blueski, Patreon. Thank you if you voted for the Best Worlds bracket. I'm working on the scripting for that. Second place was Fozzie Bear, I believe. No? Yes. Yeah, Fozzie Bear got second. And thank you to Fozzie for a well-fought battle against Winnie the Pooh. But yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. Totally Normal BBS is heading to Radiant Garden. So there you go. And I hope you have a great night. And be safe, be kind, be courteous. And I will see you Thursday. Take it easy. Bye.